Hi.
Welcome, everybody, to the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 133,542. No, episode 132. Thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you. And if you're new here, new subscriber, and you're wondering, what the hell are you doing here? Why are you streaming? What is this? What is this whole thing? Alongside covering RPGs, Bethesda games, and whatnot, we also have a weekly podcast on this channel. We talk about everything. RPGs, Bethesda games, or whatever the hell else is going on. So please consider sticking around. If you're new to podcasts, just hang out with us. You know, say hello in chat. Say hello to everyone there. Would really appreciate it. And thank you all so much to all the new subscribers. It's been amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. And I got my good friend Damarco here, who has also been on the grind lately, doing YouTube stuff, talking about Starfield, talking about Bethesda. And it's been amazing. And first, I want to shout out to everyone in chat. Shout out to Lotus Esprit, True 77, DBZ Madman, Game Adaptation Newscast, FarQ, Boss Red says, salute, captains, salute. Carlton, Mustafa, Mustafar, or Mustafa, whatever, thank you. Ion Storm, Nikki Z, Theon, who else is here? Let's see, Noise Mofo, Frog Thought, American Fury, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to all the channel members as well, like Hargeet Chani, FarQ, Arrow Nation. I don't have them all pulled up here, but you can become a channel member if you want to support the channel. It would be amazing. Today, we're going to talk about all things Starfield Bethesda, so if you want to get your thoughts in there, feel free to throw in your thoughts. I'll try to get to them. Throw in your super chats. I can get to them even quicker. And again, become a channel member. It's amazing. There's so many opportunities for happiness. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Today, speaking of happiness, I'm so happy to have you here, Damarco.
Hi.
Thank you. How have you been, man?
Hi.
What have you been doing? Hi. Are you...
Hi.
You've been really busy with YouTube.
How is it going? I got that like just stuck in the. How is it going, everybody? I've been listen, I'm doing exactly what I've said I wanted to be doing, which is I'm like doing my Bethesda things. Obviously, you and I are both known mostly for our Bethesda stuff, and then
Yes.
I spent some time and I'm like, now I'm gonna do a Fable thing, and then I'm gonna do some Bethesda stuff, and then I'm gonna do a Crimson Desert thing, and I'm branching those things out, and it's very satisfying. It's very freeing. It's very fun to do, and it keeps it definitely, like yesterday I did, here's some questions I have about Fable. It brings me back to sort of my channel when I started it, and I really just focused in on it was sort of, at the time, it was really just like Elder Scrolls 6, because we didn't know that it was going to take this long, and it was you've been let back in. Unfortunately for all of you, yes, he let me back. I don't know why. And so it would be like we didn't know Elder Scrolls was going to take this long, but it'd be like, all right, let's just do all the speculation about Elder Scrolls, and then we're going to do a lot of Starfield stuff because we know that's next, and just bounce back and forth. So I'm trying to remember how to do that with other games. It's weird because you sit down and you say, okay, we're going to talk about Fable, and I guess maybe it's because I'm so involved with Bethesda games, I'm so involved with Elder Scrolls and talk about those games, that you're like, okay, what am I going to talk about? Well, let me do this speculative piece, right? Let me do this thing it's not talk about the news, it's talk about this speculation over here. And you try to apply that to something like Fable that you don't talk about, and you go, is that appropriate? Like, can I do that? Is that allowed? Well,
Right.
Is that legal? Can I speculate on this game?
Right.
We're gonna is Playground gonna send a squad after me if I do? So, just finding that kind of excitement to get in and talk about these games, and of course, it really helps when as much as it's not about the analytics and stuff, it really does help when you're seeing that people are watching, the comments for me are always the biggest thing. Same. I don't care how many times the same person turns around and says, man, that was a great video, I really appreciate that you posted today. Like, any of those just normal, nice things, it doesn't matter if the same person says it 100 times. It's appreciated the same amount every time because honestly, for me, it's about seeing the same people. Like you got,
that's what I was gonna say.
Noise FOMO, Ion Storm comes in every time. Like Fark is here, Game Adaptation, you know, and there's some new people too that we're seeing, right? Mustafar, who actually Mustafar commented on some of my stuff too, so I recognize that. Frog Thought, right? There's some people that are coming back, and that it's the best. It's the freaking best, and it makes it all fun to do, and it's rambling now.
I always say, like, you know, because people are like, you know, you have your grifters on one side that just talk about negativity. I like to pride myself to someone that just likes to talk about things that I'm excited for, and whenever you get that reciprocated in the comment section, and it's usually like the same people returning, and they have different opinions every time, and they're just excited to be there. It's amazing. It's amazing. It means so much. And so, yeah, everyone in chat, all the people that I've talked to, Damarco and I are the same. We reply to every single comment that we have in our videos, and even the ones that are incredibly rude. Someone was like, "Your mixing is terrible. You're shit at this." And I said, "Well, thank you so much for the constructive criticism and being nice about it." So there are some people that you just have to remove from the channel. But for people saying, "I disagree with you," but here's what I think. I love that. I love that so much. I want to have a different perspective. But when you come at me or come at Damarco and you're just like, I'm not even going to give you the time of day. And you will have some people that will be really rude. We always talk about this. And then you reply saying, "Hey, you shouldn't have said it like that. I understand where you're coming from." And they're like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I actually
I had that today.
Didn't expect you to reply to me, to be honest, so I apologize."
There was this user that today was like, they said, I don't even know what their comment was, but it was something like, and I was just like, yeah, man, listen, it's like, I don't know what my response was, but I saw the reply just in the notification bar, and the first line was, "Hey, I didn't mean to come off as being like blah blah blah," and I was like, yep. That's all it takes.
Human beings.
That's all you need to do.
Exactly.
Like, I get it.
Nice.
You're fine, and I will never be angry. I will say though, I have gotten like people, you know, that come onto the channel and they're just, you know, saying slurs and saying horrible stuff. I used to be terrified of hitting the hide from channel button. People come on and they start just being. There's a difference between being critical. I have no problem with someone coming up and saying, "Hey, I think what you're saying is completely wrong and if, quite frankly, idiotic." You know, people can say that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between that and just a personal attack against you.
Right.
And that I don't know. There was a moment where it was somebody else that said it. I don't know who, but somebody was like, "Yeah, I just don't care anymore. Like I'll hit the button."
Right.
And I've gotten a little bit more like that. Does it help? Probably, maybe not. I don't know. They just but there's no need for that. There's no need. Moral of the story is there's no need to just come in and attack people. Like even YouTube by default, when you go comment on a stream, I think it will, like, if you're new to a channel or something, it'll pull up the rules and it'll say, like, I think the default rule in there is target or like talk about the argument, not the person, or something like that. Debate the target, not the argument, not the person. Yeah. It's such a simple thing to do. But anyway.
Shout out to Lotus Esprit, member for 8 months. Just says, "Hi, everyone." Hi. Just, hey. Thank you so much. Lotus Esprit is an incredible member of the community and another person that we see in everyone's channel. They're so nice and so supportive, so thank you so much for being a channel member. Also, thank you so much, Grandpa Barbecue Game Pat, for the 5 Australian. Sincerely appreciate you, man. Another amazing, positive human being in this community. It's amazing. Grandpa, oh my god, there goes BT Maverick. Sorry, GameCat says, "I wasn't dissing Starfield in your last vid. I love Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but Starfield just didn't gel with me. I fully understand why it's liked." Dude, I didn't take it trust me, we get it. There is a very stark difference, a very, very obvious difference between someone saying, "I don't like it," and you're wrong, versus, "Hey, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me." And I say that all the time. You said it today in your video, saying, if you don't like it, it's okay. It's okay to not like it.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Everything. I'm not going to be mad at you.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but it just has to be, like, to be completely fair, Starfield, I think, objectively, is the least popular Bethesda game. I would say objectively. And
Sure.
I know
yeah,
that people
yeah, yeah,
hate I know that people hate using the player count number because it's like, oh, well, that's just on Steam, that doesn't account. But you need to look at that. That's not the definitive answer, but that does provide an indication, right? Because we've seen that Steam is still the most popular marketplace. Like Epic is gaining some market share, but kind of struggling there. Even if you don't like the game, the difference between being able to have a good discussion, the reason I bring that up is because the difference between being able to have a good discussion about it and just being obnoxious and you know, bitter is that you can, where was it going with that point? Crap, Red.
There's a difference between having a discussion and disagreeing and having an actual critique versus just being negative and just yelling into the void. If someone tells me that they don't like something, and I go, why? And they go, yeah, I just didn't like it. And I go, well, okay, I guess there's no conversation to be had then. It's like, but you don't even need to give a reason. You can just say like, I'm gonna say GameCat. GameCat was saying it just didn't gel with him at all, and if
Yeah,
I said,
that's fine. It doesn't gel with me.
Why? I can't really put my finger on it. I just don't like it. That's fine. That's fine.
It doesn't gel with me. I'm trying it again. You've been messaging me every time I
see you, I'm like, oh.
No,
Yeah,
I'm trying to give it an honest try, and I also want to do it because of the sake of, obviously you have 2.0 coming out, which we're going to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to try to get like a good baseline of, hey, I have played it recently, and I'm trying it, give it a fair shake. So
yeah, I do want to ask you about that. Before I do that, thank you so much, BT Maverick. You're so nice of you guys with the super chats. I sincerely appreciate it. And thank you all again so much for being here. 44 people here in chat. Let's hit the like button. Let's get to 30 likes. If we can do that, I will take my ring off. BT Maverick with a $10 super chat says, thank you, Damarco, for gifting me Dispatch. I finished it last week. As someone and as someone that doesn't play Telltale-like games, that game was amazing, insanely well written. And I went with I thought he said I went with Invisalign. I'm like, I'm getting Invisalign next month. Invisigal. Okay, that's great. I've heard it's so good, man. I've been thinking about just getting it and just because I was like, maybe I should just watch it. I'm like, you can't. It takes away the whole point of Telltale games. Because one of the games I've been replaying lately is Life is Strange. I'm going for the 4th or 5th time because the newest one is coming out. The last one in the saga of the first games is coming out. It's going to end that whole saga of certain characters, and you can't just watch them. You have to be there to make the decisions and interact with stuff and read stuff. It's totally get it. Yeah. Dispatch, it looks so good.
Dispatch is a lot of fun. Glad you finished it. BT, I saw him play. He was playing the demo. And I was like, no, just experience it. Just play the thing. It's worth your time. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Even if I'm glad if you did enjoy it, that you tried it.
Yes, exactly. I can't say this enough. I'll say it one last time. I am so happy to see so many people in chat that I have spoken to in the comments. There was someone. Let's see. Lord Banaz says, evening all. First time tuning in, intrigued what you guys think about 2.0 and what it will entail. A complete overhaul of Creation Engine is probably not happening, so I'm tempering my expectations. We are going to get into that. Let's just start it off like this, Damarco. You have been playing Starfield, so just walk me through that. Tell me how you're feeling. How long has it been since you started Starfield? Are you trying any mods, or are you just going in vanilla for now?
Vanilla.
Nice.
Purely vanilla. I don't have any mods. I don't have any creations loaded. I'm going in with the vanilla game because I want to understand what Bethesda has done before and after. What am I feeling? Yeah. Honestly, at the moment, the same thing I felt at launch, which is I've spent so much time. I was trying to get footage for the video that I put out today, and I spent so much time just trying to. Now, mind you, I'm a low level, so I don't have a lot of areas that I can go to, right? Like systems, you're kind of in the beginning of the game locked to like this part of the star map or whatever. But I was trying to go between them, and this is the opening moments of the game. You'd think like Bethesda, if they're going to do something, they're going to say, hey, we're going to put out some of the coolest crap you can find. We're gonna make sure that players can see at least a little snippet of it. And I was flying from planet, like most of the footage I recorded today was me flying from planet to planet, just trying to find one that looked interesting to me, one that looked cool to get footage on. And I had one where you could see like the sun was back there and planets were kind of eclipsing it a little bit. You got a nice, and I was walking slowly across this moon. I was like, okay, cool. But it was hard to find. And even then, I landed on planets and immediately I was brought back to the way I felt when I first launched the game, which is to say, I said, okay, there's a base off. I landed on this random planet. I went there to get footage. Let me go off and explore this base over there. And I went off to this base, and I had been there before. Not in this playthrough, but the last time I played. I was like, I freaking know this. I've been there twice. Now, the issue is that the locations, like the level design is actually really good. In some ways, right? I think it's a little goofy that the vents are the size of you standing up, right? It seems like you're supposed to be like creeping through the vents a bit, but they're, obnoxiously. So like, I'm not saying the level design in that sense, but it's good in the sense that you can remember it. You remember the rooms, you remember the layout, the design. It feels interesting. So I got to this place, and because it's memorable, that works to its detriment. Because I walked in, I was like, I freaking saw this already. And I went to a different place, and I was like, I've seen this already. And I walked, I spent 2 minutes. Not that that's a long time, but I spent 2 minutes of my character just going...
You're right.
across the planet's surface to get to that place that I've already been before. So I'm like, what am I...
Right.
Why am I
you already know
spending
what
my
you're
time
gonna
doing this?
find. Yeah.
I know it's gonna be there. So what am I doing?
Right.
We need better airflow in the future. You need to have the vents that big.
That's true.
The airflow for the oxygen that's non-existent in the moon that's outside. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah, that's true.
But so anyway, I've been feeling a lot of those things. The ship combat. Someone put it in my comments recently where they said like, "Hey, I wish that ships wasn't hey blow stuff up, get loot." Like I wish there was a little bit more to it for this. And I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's also true for me. Right? I'd rather just get to the planet. The space stuff is fine, but I'd rather just get to the planet. The level up is, I think the level up system is a mixed bag. Mm-hmm. I like it conceptually, but it makes it feel very gamey when it's like, go use your jetpack 10 times during combat so you can upgrade the thing.
It's so funny. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It is a mixed bag. Like I like it, and then I'm like, because it's like you start playing, and then you're like, in a Bethesda game, I should just be able to pick up a rifle, start using it, and I'm getting better with it. But if you don't attach the perk to it, then you're not actually leveling up that weapon. You're like, oh, I forgot I need to invest in assault rifles, so that means 50 kills, and then I'll level up, and it's like. And that's where the mixed bag comes in. It's like, I don't want to have to think about that. Like in Skyrim, for example, you pick up a sword, you start using it, and that's it. You don't have to invest a perk to then use it to then level up. I totally agree with you on that. I'm curious, what do you do? Like, what is your goal in the game? Are you just like, I'm just going to start a new character? Obviously, you created a new character, right? So you chose different
started
backgrounds.
from scratch.
What is your plan? Are you just sort of like living in the world, or are you just exploring, or like what?
I wanted to I wanted to go specifically pay attention to some of the faction quest lines. Like I did most of when I played through, and I liked it. When I did most of the Vanguard.
Yes. So good.
And I liked it. I really didn't do the Freestar Collective stuff too much. I didn't do too much of the main quest when I played. So when I played for the first time, I didn't unlock the Starborn powers that you can get. I didn't even get that far. Yeah. So I just tuckered out before I got to that point. So I want to sit down and I want to say, basically my intention is I want to really try to invest myself in this world as much as I possibly can. Because that to me is the opportunity. That's me trying to say, hey, I'm really giving this a second shot. Right? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to listen to the dialogue. Not to the point where I get bored. If they're like, And then 500 years ago, we went and fought the arachnids, but the arachnids were really strong. I remember a time when I saw an arachnid. I think it was a Tuesday, and I'm like, skip. Like, I'll do that.
Right.
I was eating a sandwich when they first come around. It was on sourdough. No, it was on rye bread. No, it was definitely sourdough. In fact, the market near me sells really good stuff. Skip.
Right.
That's what people are trying to do to me right now in the chat.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to sit down and play it that way where I need to listen to every line. I'm trying to play it in such a way where I will have the most fun.
Yeah,
and if
exactly.
I am trying to have fun, whether that's skipping dialogue or rushing to the objective or ignoring landing on planets and just going straight to wherever the quests tell me to go, I'm going to play that way, which it sucks to me. The worst thing about it is that I need to think about playing that way for a Bethesda game, because that's not how it usually is. Usually it's you just sit down and you kind of get lost in it and wrapped up in whatever's going on, at least historically. So that's just my take, and it's okay if other people have that take, and it's okay if other people really like the game. That's fine. I don't hate you. You wasted time. We could have had Elder Scrolls 6 because... No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you're not wrong. That is true. Shout out to
thank
you so much. Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
Just real quick, shout out to SF. I assume that means Starfield. Owlcat, or sorry, Owltech Gamecat. Damn it, Owltech. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. He says this is going to make so much more work. LOL. I think maybe that means like in development, like it's gonna make it. Maybe elaborate on that. Why don't you type in Owl? You don't have to super chat. Just sort of elaborate on that so we can understand what you mean.
You really do.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you either way. And shout out to Highlander Grim, member for 16 months. It's insane. Thank you so much, Highlander Grim. You rock, man. He says, looking forward to playing Starfield. What is it?
Sorry, read the super chat.
Okay. It says, Highlander Grim says, looking forward to playing Starfield for the first time. They need to find a way to be able to break down armor and ships and weapons into parts at 100%. The first thing that I did whenever me and Colt, whenever we made our overhaul video, that's one of the things that I couldn't have agreed with more. As soon as I started Starfield, first time, I'm running around, I'm picking up pencils. I'm like, there's going to be lead in this pencil. I'm picking up desk fans. I'm like, there's going to be screws in this. None of that. None of that.
Doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way in Starfield. I wish it did. It that sucks. Sorry, what you were saying. Kawhi says.
Kawhi was he there he goes. He was in Maddie's stream just before yours started, and he made a comment about seeing a documentary. Maddie was talking about Mind's Eye. He made a comment about seeing documentary for the development of that game. So good to see you here too. Hello.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. There was someone, I think it was Garbows. Anyway, someone just said that they're so happy to see us together. So I guess they subscribed to both of us, and then boom, here we are together. So that's really great. Look at us. Look at us go. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really, really means a lot. Means a mod. Nikki said there's a mod for that. There's a mod for everything. So, anyway, mad respect for to you. Buy Azura. There you go. It's you.
I believe it's you two here on a stream.
We are together. Yeah. And hey, maybe we'll be together more often. Who knows what the future holds. Arcane earlier said... Oh, you deleted it. Wait. He says, I hate both of you, and I'm praying for your downfall. Thank you so much, Arcane. I sincerely... Arcane is one of the meanest people in the industry now. Arcane... Oh. I didn't read it. Okay. Anyway.
Let's talk about buttered sausage.
Let's do that. So yeah, let's
woohoo.
Anyway, so any other thoughts about Starfield so far? You're just going through it, just living.
Yeah. Trying to find the fun, that's the best way I can explain it. Is I'm trying to find the fun, and that's not what you should have to do in a game. I can appreciate there are moments where you're just sort of on this barren planet and you're walking around and you're like, man, this is kind of nice. Like the music's playing, You know, Enan Zur does a very good job with the soundtrack, where it's very, like, the difference between Jeremy Soule and Enan, or Enan, is that Jeremy's music is a character in and of itself. Enan's music is an atmosphere, and it sort of just sets a tone.
Yeah.
And so you're playing Starfield, and you kind of get that background, like it's really kind of setting a mood, and you go, okay, I could see this. It's just it's Bethesda knows what they did. That's my final say on it.
They did. Yeah, no,
they
100%.
know.
Well, look, let's just get into the Starfield 2.0 discussion, because you and I both have made plenty of content on this. And I'll be honest, in my last video, I did say that I had been keeping my ear to the ground when it comes to the people that have seen the behind-the-scenes stuff. So we're talking about people like Jay Duke and Jessica Starr, who was on King Fan Man's show recently. There are plenty of people that I have talked to, and just like over Twitter, not like had a conversation with, about their experience with just Starfield in general versus what they saw. And just the general consensus does seem to be temper your expectations in terms of what this 2.0 is. And I feel like the issue is that just like them announcing Elder Scrolls 6 27 years ago and not hearing anything for so long, we haven't heard anything about Starfield, period, at all. All we see is the frustrating, and I get it on Twitter. Not everyone has a Twitter account. Not everyone is there. So there are social media managers that just share posts of like, hey, check out this cool creation. And everyone's like, dude, come on, man. Like, I know you have a job to do, but like, you know exactly what we want. We want to hear official news, and the longer that you wait, the more speculation boils up, and that's why everyone is jumping onto this. Has to be an overhaul. 2.0 is going to be an overhaul, sort of like Cyberpunk was. But from what I'm understanding, and I don't know anything, I don't know, no one has broken NDA to me at all, but the general consensus does seem to be temper your expectations. So what do you think do you in your heart of hearts, I asked at the end of my video, I said, what realistically could we start off with? Like, at the very, if Starfield is going to come out and be a full 2.0 overhaul, I mean, that would be insane. There's so much there to fix and to improve. It's kind of hard to like nail down one thing. So at the very least, they could set a foundation for future updates. And I guess that would have to start with things like points of interest, more points of interest thrown into the galaxy. Just stuff like that. I don't know. Like, what do you think? What do you think about the whole 2.0 thing? Do you think it's a massive overhaul?
No. The difference between Cyberpunk and Starfield for a lot of people, and you in chat may or may not find yourself in this category, is for the people who did not like Starfield, it's because they feel as though that the game does not have enough substance to it, right? There's not enough there that the bones aren't present. So you look at something like Cyberpunk, and it was a functionality problem. It was things like with the repetitious, you'd see 5 of the same NPC on the street. It was issues with performance. It was issues with bugs. It was issues with some of the mechanics that just weren't in the game. But everything else around it, when it did come to the combat, when it did come to the story, when it did come to the characters and the way that they were written, those were all done well. Bethesda, and when it comes to Starfield, a lot of people don't feel that. I mean, you yourself have commented in the past that all the NPCs, and I know King Fanman has as well, all the NPCs are goody two-shoes. All of them. All the companions. The romance system in the game. Yep. If you're what does he say? If you're a heterosexual female, you have one option in the game as far as romance options go. If you're a heterosexual male, you have 2 options. Like, and again, you can't play an evil character with any of them because they're all too nice. So you have to play by yourself, if you want to do that. So there's a lot of those and other similar foundational problems and faults with the game that I don't necessarily think an Overhaul can fix. You can put in a DLC like Shattered Space where you say, hey, we're going to really flesh out this planet here, and you can give people an experience in the game that they will like. But to turn around and say, you know, and I know Shattered Space came out mixed, right? But if they had Terran Armada and it took place only in one system, and they said, yes, but you're gonna land at, you know, this part of the planet, you can land and it's gonna be like a mini version of an Elder Scrolls map or Fallout map, and you go around and you explore and do all quests and stuff in this area. You could go to another planet, similar thing. Yeah, you know, there's gonna be barren stuff over there and the procedural stuff, but this part of the planet is like its own little province of Skyrim over here.
Right.
That would be great, but then for anybody who plays the game, if you go to the rest of the experience, you're still gonna have Starfield at the core. So, fixing menus, fixing loading screens, it helps. The core gameplay's still there. I think most people generally have accepted that at this point, though.
Right, and I honestly, and I've always, you've heard me say this 100,000 times, but like I think the reason that I enjoyed Shattered Space was not only I only paid $10 for it instead of 30, which is ridiculous. The reason that I was excited about the scope of that size of DLC was, like you said, I was like, dude, imagine if we had 10 more of these size DLCs to flesh out the universe, where because that was Shattered Space's biggest strength, was that it was super unique. It was really pretty. New enemies, new aliens, new weapons, new factions, new everything that people were wanting. The price point was really the issue, and I feel like they could have started. That could have been like the foundation of fleshing out the universe. And then you look, because now we're what, almost 3 years. We're in 5 months. It'll be 3 years since Starfield is out. It's insane to think about that. And just think about now, we could have had at least 5, let's just be realistic, 3 or 4 maybe, Shattered Space size areas to flesh out the universe. But in a game that's set in space, it's really hard to even use that as a foundational like update, you know.
And I think they were planning. This is the big thing for Terran Armada and this upcoming 2.0, as we're calling it. The big question for me is this going to be enough to revitalize interest in the game to continue? Right, and I've said it across multiple of my videos. Is it going to breathe a second life into the game, or is this the reason and part of the reason why it's taken so long? Because it was supposed to be out last year. And we're not getting it till the rumors are saying April. So we're getting it a quarter of the way through 2026. It's a pretty decent delay for a DLC, mind you. So is that because they're trying to make this a last hurrah? And they say, we're doing this, get everything we were going to get into the game, just try to get it in as much as we can, and then we're moving on to Elder Scrolls. Or because we also know it's coming to PlayStation 5, is that going to draw in enough players on top of the new update, on top of the updated game mechanics, on top of folks like myself who go in and are willing to give it an honest try again post update? Is that enough where Bethesda will and Microsoft will see the numbers and go, yeah, okay, let's do another thing for this game. Let's do another update. Let's do another DLC. That's what I'm most curious about. Also, the engine fixes are going to be and tweaks are going to be very interesting. Very interesting to see what they do there and how that'll translate to Elder Scrolls 6.
And I've actually, I'm sure you've seen this too, and I can't even put a finger on who said this, but I've seen this a couple times that something about they're going to do something to Starfield with a Unreal Engine layer over top of for Starfield, just like they did with Oblivion. I've been hearing that a lot. So I don't know if that's gonna help. I mean, Oblivion Remastered is beautiful. I still feel like Starfield, obviously Starfield is the better looking game out of all Bethesda games, just due in part because of the time difference between games. Fallout 4 was the last game besides 76. 76 looks worse than Fallout 4 because of the limitations of the type of game that it is. It's an MMO, you know, which is fine. Bethesda games have never, you know, visuals are not the issue with, Cath games? Kath. Every time I read Kath's username, I'm like, is that King Gath, the modder? I'm like, what are you doing here? But I lost my point because I thought the modder King Gath was in our chat. I totally forgot what I was saying, but it's fine. Thank you all so much.
Back to making mods. Stop hanging out in streams.
Yeah, come on, get to work. Get to work.
You make Starfield better.
Exactly. It's your fault, King Gath. Yeah, shout out to 71 people here. Sincerely appreciate you all. Please hit the like button. That is free. Really, really appreciate it. I would love to get y'all's thoughts. You guys are going off in chat, and I'm so sorry. I can't keep up with it. But I really appreciate it. I wish I could. I saw someone earlier. I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm so sorry, but well, I was already gonna read Kath. He says there's not even a field guide. I would have loved building a farm. Hell, with all the alien creatures, I would have been into collecting them. There are mods for that. I think the farming part of it, I think that kind of is in. I honestly, in all my hundreds of hours in Starfield, I've never built an outpost, and it was like Damarco said, it was because by the time that I found this beautiful planet, I've shared some of this on Twitter. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter. This beautiful planet, these massive like sequoia trees with yellow leaves and red grass, this dense forest, absolutely incredible. And I was like level like 38 at the time, and I was like, I finally found my dream planet, this golden planet. I can breathe without my helmet on. It's amazing. And it's like, you need a perk to build on extreme planets. I'm like, extreme planet? It's beautiful here. I was so confused. So I still have never built an outpost. Altec, again, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Sincerely appreciate you. He says, let's just hope they don't break all the mods. They will, because that's how it goes, baby. I know I've seen so many people in my comments saying like this 2.0 update is gonna break all my mods. Well, better get a new character ready. Honestly, I feel like in between updates with Bethesda games, I haven't had too much bad luck with that, I guess. But hope not, because I know a lot of people invest. Your load order, it takes hours. I mean, it can take hours just to get it right. I literally can't play Skyrim right now because of it. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure it out. But that's a whole other podcast. But anyway, so yeah, I agree with you. After dark, Skyrim after dark. Let's see. Let me try to grab some of these here. Crag Horst says, I enjoyed Starfield when I was just bebopping about. Right, so you were just sort of just running around doing stuff. Game adaptation newscast, that's why I don't use mods, he says. It could screw up too many things. Yeah, for sure. He's talking to GameCat. Let's see. Night Tilt says, I hope Bethesda adds more to the sandbox aspect. I already enjoy role-playing as a smuggler, planet surveyor, bio-mercenary, and a hitman, etc. The sandbox can be really fun if you want it to be. Oops, let's switch over here. Oh, you're not Mag. You are not Marco. Dude, let's switch over here. We have a guest jumping on. Perfect timing. Oh, no. Oh, well, I'll fix this. This. Welcome. Colt Eastwood just joined. I need a soundbite because I'm trying to fix our names. Hang on.
Wow, wiggle wobble, watsy waddle.
There we go. Colt, bro.
Woohoo.
Thank you so much for jumping on, man. I didn't expect you. I was like, he's probably too busy. What you do? We're talking about Starfield and how terrible it is and how we should throw ourselves out of an airlock.
I just finished a very, very late Starfield video that'll go out tomorrow.
Oh.
I guess I could put it out tonight, but yeah, it's probably better to wait till tomorrow. And you and I've covered it so much, and Damarco just put out a video. And wait, before I say any of that, you guys make really great content. I've been watching Damarco stuff, and of course I've been watching Red stuff because that slop gets always gets recommended to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Damarco's Crimson Desert video, and just like I wanted to give you props for your conversationalist style content that is just so refreshing. Like there's like there's like overhyped content like I do, and then there's the I hate everything content like other people do, and then there's like Damarco. So anyway, I wanted to give you props, bro. I love it. It's good stuff.
Sincerely appreciate that, right?
Thank you so
I was
much.
talking up DeMarco's Crimson Desert video because it was so good. I was like, I still have it saved. I have a playlist called Guides, and it's one of those I use it for different things, mainly guides for video games. But like if it's really informational, I save it for later, and it's one of those videos. You did a fantastic job on that. DeMarco has a very good talent for just I don't know how you do it. You formulate your thoughts in a very cohesive way.
Like there's this moment when he spills his tea and he left it in.
I love
and
that.
it was
That
like
so funny. Yeah.
It was like midway through the video, and like ADD kicks in, and then he spills his tea, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that to stay there, and it just like warmed up what was already a video where if I made that video, Damarco, it would have been like, Crimson Desert, you play as this guy, there's this in the world, this is what the combat is, this is how exploration works, these are the mechanics, this is what the world and lore is, and all this stuff. It's kind of like this game, but it's like this game. Because I already made that video, and so I haven't made another Crimson Desert video because I couldn't even think to approach it the way you did. Let's just talk about how this game looks amazing and people don't believe it, and let's just talk about how the reception is. It was awesome. And
Thank you. Yeah. It's so funny because my biggest imposter syndrome thing is every time I'm working on a video, every single time I'm working on a video, I'm like, you're talking too much. You're mansplaining to your entire audience. You're talking to them. You're talking at them. You're not talking with them. And I get so hypercritical of all of that. And I'll be editing my videos and I just look like a little gremlin. Like if I could just zoom in, I'll be like, delete. They don't want to hear this. They don't care. Delete that.
I roll my eyes while I'm listening to myself. I'll roll my eyes, and I was making the Starfield video before I jumped on here, and I started talking about Tim Lamb and how the Tim Lamb quote that Red covered in his video, and I'm like, and when I heard, I'm like, it doesn't need to be in here, and I have to like delete it, and you have to start killing stuff off. Stab,
Right,
stab.
exactly.
So yeah.
Well, that's so
We
nice
try.
of
So
you.
anyway, for you guys who are watching, like we try really hard to give you good content that's not wasting your time, that is like getting to the point, but also having the discussion that needs to have. And this Starfield video, I talk a lot about what I love and what I don't love, and why people don't love Starfield. So
I'm really excited to see it, man. You should just release it. You should just do it. Well, I don't want to tell you what to do. You know what the hell you're doing. You've been doing this for a long time. Anyway, everyone knows who Colt Eastwood. I saw someone in the chat who was it? Banoz?
Lord Bonoz.
Lord Bonoz, yeah, said that he watches you. Was not expecting this. Yeah, it's so nice. We were just Damarco and I were talking about that. How someone else in chat was like, "What? Damarco and Red together? This is a surprise." And I'm like, "It's wild." The community is much
this, a
tighter
crossover
and
episode?
denser. Right? Yeah, it's like the community is really like it's much more tight than a lot of people can imagine. It's a lot of the same people, a lot of the same viewers of a lot of the same content creators. So the community is just amazing. So thank you all so much for being here. But Colt, we just started talking about Starfield 2.0, and just to round up sort of the question about the discussion, we're essentially just talking about. I said in my video, just to catch you up, how I've been keeping my ear to the ground whenever it comes to other content creators that were shown behind the scenes Starfield stuff. And for example, Jessica Starr was on King Fan Man's show. She's great content creator. He's such a nice dude. I love King Fan Man. He's such a nice guy. And Jessica Starr had actually seen behind the scenes stuff. And she couldn't speak on it, but her tone was very much similar to Jay Duke on Twitter and a lot of the other Starfield clips, not Starfield clips.
Dang it! I just remembered. Sorry. There was one thing I should have said in my video and I didn't. I know I should have made a bullet list, but I wrote a script. Dang it.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Write it down. Write it down.
Well, let me just say it. And I said it last night on my show. As a person who absolutely fully loved Cyberpunk in 2020 when it launched, everyone who says that Starfield is not going to get its 2.0 moment like Cyberpunk is, I want you to know that if you waited to play Cyberpunk, you got a improved and cleaned up version of a game that was already fantastic. So my point with Starfield with the 2.0 is they're like, it's not going to get its 2.0 moment. Stop it. You don't get to have joy.
You're not allowed to be
I think
happy.
if you can't be happy even yet.
Why would you
So
make me
I
feel
think
bad?
that if I truly feel like Starfield is an 85. You know, it's a great game, and I think what people are going to get is a much great game than even it was at launch even yet. So when people try to
Well said.
shove us down, right? As Starfield fans, and say you're not getting your Cyberpunk 2.0 moment. I had this rant last night on my show that Cyberpunk in 2020, if you're on a Series X or a PC or a PS5, it was fantastic. And when you and I replayed the 2.0 version with the Liberty DLC,
Yeah.
we were saying over and over, this is the game we always loved with a rearranged skill tree. That's really all it was to me.
Right.
I mean, they added like you could shoot out of the cars and shoot at cops, something I never did in the game. I would never shoot at the cops. That's not the V that I was in the game. So that did nothing for me. And in fact, I always thought, I'll finish this tangent and stop talking about Cyberpunk. I always thought that was hokey to be, you know, Grand Theft Autoing, and
Grand Theft Auto.
it just didn't fit for me. Anyway, I'll shut up.
No,
guys
you're
agree.
fine. You're absolutely right. And it's funny, like even with Cyberpunk is a good example of this, because the things that they added over time fleshed out the world. They added stuff like quality of life, like you could interact with your apartment more, you could hang out with your girlfriend or boyfriend more. They added like random stuff that not even a lot of people necessarily asked for, or like not the majority of people weren't asking for it. Some people were, but CD Projekt Red was like, we'll do it. We'll do every little thing that we can to make this exactly what it was supposed to be at launch. So there's a ladybug on my ring light.
Awesome.
Got him. By the way, is my volume better? A lot of people said that my volume was low. So chat, let me know if I sound better now. But anyway, so Jessica Starr was the last straw on the camel's ear, as they say, where she said on King Fanman's show, that's what they say, where she was saying that she had seen it behind the scenes. She couldn't actually talk about what she had seen, but as the conversation went on with her and King Fanman, I could definitely tell, because she doesn't want to get in trouble, but it was very much like temper your expectations about the 2.0 stuff, right? So whatever they were shown had to be something feature-wise in terms of interplanetary travel, because that's what Tim Lamb confirmed. So what Damarco and I were talking about is, if it's not this huge overhaul, what is it then? Is it like, what do you think it is? Is it a complete overhaul that's going to blow everyone's face off and make me go faster even yet?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I you and I did a lot of digging into the loading screen thing, and you were looking into like the data mining things that people were doing. So I think they're going to let you pick a location on the globe of a planet, and then you will hyper fly in, and it will trigger a third person animation of your ship landing. I think that's what they'll do, instead of going to a loading black screen, loading tip or two, whatever they do, they call those. I think they're going to remove that. But some of the loading, my problem with the loading screen thing, Damarco, I got to hear your, because you're not like a mass loving fan of Starfield, is I don't think the loading screens are the reason why people don't like Starfield.
No. I think that's people miscommunicating and parroting a statement. The issue is the menus.
Yeah.
The issue is the menus. It's not the loading screens. It's the menus. Because, and even today, like I was playing it today, and you need to go into this, then you open the planetary map, then it zooms you in on the planet, then you gotta zoom out. Oh, zoomed out 3 times, I only needed to do it twice. All right, go back into this, then click here, then I go to the planet. Oh, I'm at the planet. Okay, I want to land on the planet. Let me open up this planet's map. And
you even have to travel to the planet before you can initiate those other 3 clicks too. Yeah.
And you're just like, what? Like, I'm trying to play the game. Why am I fighting with the menu? What is this happening? And
Right.
It's so simple. It's so simple because Mass Effect already did it. They already did it. No, just let me do that. Let me walk. Get out of my.
Yep.
Let me get out of my seat. Walk over to the table. They have the table on the ship. It's right there. Let me walk over to the table.
Anything.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Let me go to the table,
Exactly.
and then let me see.
I should have had you guys help me make the video today. What was I thinking?
I mean, hey, it could be a whole thing.
It could be a thing. But no, the serious answer though is it's really the menus. It's not like the loading screens, especially if you're on PC, which we know that people aren't because there's only 5,000 people playing on Steam. So, but if you're
3,000 when I looked, yeah,
3,000.
3,000.
I put it on my video, yeah.
It's not looking good. But the loading screens, it's the menus. Anyway,
it's the menus. Okay.
There you go. Shout out to
Okay, so you were saying, Red, that Jessica Starr she wasn't allowed to say anything, but were you like eking her a reception of what she thought of it, or sorry,
it was
Damarco and I went off.
No, it's okay. It was essentially what a lot of people that I saw online say. I mean, obviously this all comes down to NDA, and you can actually probably speak on this more than us, obviously, because you've been under so many NDAs, and NADs, S's. Such a dumb joke. Anyway, just gonna move on.
Aim down sights.
I was NADs.
Anyway,
No, I should go.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, thank you, Shepard. We should. Yeah,
I should go.
That I don't know exactly even how she's allowed to not say things, because she said to King Fanman, you know, I was one of the people that saw behind the scenes of what Bethesda's working on. That's all I can say about that. And she sort of like avoided the question directly, and she said, what I can say is, you know, I'm excited for this and that. I'm interested to see the DLC and what the DLC could be, which tells me that they obviously weren't shown the DLC. They were shown what features are coming to the game. But the consensus seems to be from the people who are under NDA they aren't out here saying, I saw the behind the scenes and oh my God, I can't say anything. Holy shit, you guys. That's all. I can't even say anything. No one is saying that, actually. No one is saying that. Actually, everyone is just saying, I was one of the ones that saw behind the scenes and I can't say anything else. And it's like, in an NDA, are you not even allowed to, like, they say you cannot look happy or be super excited or even pretend that you're having a fun time or a bad time based off of what you saw.
Well,
right?
So they're probably not under an NDA. Typically, they just embargo you. They just tell you, do not share anything until the 21st of whatever at 6 a.m. So you don't sign a thing. There's no legal binding thing. What will happen is you will burn your relationship with that studio if you break embargo. So it's embargo that they have to worry about. And I've been under it many times. And so like when I went to New York and played the Burning Springs content, I was like thinking, I really had fun, but I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna love this Fallout 76 content like I've loved the other parts of the games, because I only saw a certain amount of it. So I wasn't super excited. I ended up liking it, but I can't come back and say I played the Burning Springs. You guys have a lot to look forward to. Like, there's just kind of this unwritten thing that you can't give your feeling or impressions before it's time. And normally you just wait 2 to 3 weeks and then you could say whatever you want, barring spoilers about the content. So it's weird that they saw the Starfield 2.0, it would be like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they're not allowed to talk about it for 2 months? Because we're assuming at this point.
Maddie said he was talking about it on a stream, and he said people took it out of context as people always do, but he said it's like the way they're handling this is weird. And he wasn't referring to like the update itself. It's just the way that they showed the footage in the manner you're talking about.
And that's another good point, because it's like,
can you elaborate on that?
He said he said it was weird the way that Bethesda's handling it in regards to exactly what you're saying. Like, we were shown it 2 months or a couple months in advance. We can't talk about it. It's just very strange that we saw it, but they don't want to say anything, but we can say that we saw it. And it's going to be another this long until like everybody else gets to. So it's just, he said it was a strange way that they were handling it.
Sounds like they just wanted in-person feedback.
That's what my takeaway was.
Yeah, they wanted them to talk about it, because when I've been at these events, you can talk to the head of studio or the communications PR people. about what you think or questions, and they can answer all kinds of things. It sounds like maybe they just wanted to have them taste it and give their impressions to see if they're on the right track. Because for Red and I, a small handful of improvements already makes a great game we really like and love even better. But for the people who absolutely cannot stand Starfield, refuse to even play it or refuse to even start it, which there are millions and millions that refuse to play it, are they going to be completely like baptized and converted over to Starfield? I don't know. I mean, it sounds like they're just fixing some things that we all kind of griped about and went along and joined the game.
Well, and
yeah,
it's like in what if they showed people things and then they weren't allowed to show the public, but then they told the people that saw the things you're allowed to talk about it. That would have only pissed off the fan base even more, especially if someone gives like a bad representation of what they saw, and we're just explaining to them like, oh yeah, and interplanetary travel, it works like this and it works like that, and then you got another person that saw the exact same thing and they give a worse explanation of it. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't translate well to the public. So, but what you were saying, Damarco, like if Maddie was saying it's weird, it kind of tells me that what he saw was like, oh, it's cool, like that's really great, but why not just show everyone? Why not just show everyone? It's weird that like this is the thing that you had us under embargo for, and you're not showing it, and now it's been a month.
I don't know if I'd look
weird.
that much into it. I don't know if I'd look that much into it.
You don't think it's like where they saw something that was a great feature, like a feature or two, let's just be, realistic, and that it was something that was really great, but it's like, why show us this behind closed doors and then wait so long? You don't think you just no? Okay.
No, I think it's very surface. Like this is the curtains just blue situation. It's just
the what?
I've never heard that.
Sometimes the curtain is just blue.
Oh,
you know when like you're like doing your your middle school literature class, and like, why was the bedroom door slightly ajar? What is the symbolism behind it? You're like, nah, man. Like sometimes the door is just slightly ajar. Like
the boom guy forgot to close it.
Right.
I love that.
It's
The maid.
Well, like,
Can you guys tell me what? I don't really remember, but can you guys tell me what Maddie's stance is on Starfield from launch and like recently?
Yeah, I don't want to misquote him, but my knowledge of it, and I might be wrong on this, but my knowledge on it is he's not against Starfield. It's definitely not his favorite game. I think he's probably of a similar mindset to me, where it's like, hey, there's some good things here, but ultimately it's a game that really falls flat in a lot of the things that Bethesda typically does best because of the design decisions that they went with for Starfield. That's my understanding.
I think that too. Yeah.
I do too.
I think.
Yeah. I think the thing is like people will find something to enjoy out of, especially Bethesda games where we always talk about this, Colt, like their world's meant to be lived in, and like the way that I play a game is for most people are like, what are you doing? That sounds so boring.
Yeah, in third person.
Even to me.
It plays third person, even a Colt, right? It's like I like to slow down my game, and for everyone that has watched my videos and also loves Starfield, like the way that I play Starfield, I have survival mods on, I have fast travel disabled, I have fuel systems, and slowing down the game actually helped the pacing with the game. It helped with the points of interest that get repeated, because you hardly ever see those points of interest because it takes so long to get across the galaxy, but everything feels more meaningful. But that's not for everyone. And the type of game that Starfield was trying to mix and match with its Bethesda formula, and then also being a space simulation game, it's they really shot for the stars, but. Or they aimed for the stars.
Oh gosh!
They
really shot for the stars.
They really went there. But yeah, it's not for every. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, anyway, real quick before this gets buried here, thank you so much to Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat for the $5 Australian. Thank you so much, man. Sincerely appreciate you, and appreciate everyone in chat for being here. It really, really means a lot. GameCat says, in my 8 hours and only first planet, is my 8 hours and only on first planet too early to judge? Do I need to get off world? Yes, you do. You do. You need to get your ship. You need to start traveling around and exploring and just sort of like live in the world a little bit before you really get a taste for it, because there were a lot of people like Mag, right? Colt, like, what did Mag say about Starfield? He really just played like 5 hours and he was just like, nah, like it wasn't.
Yeah, and I don't like the opening of the game. I don't think it's fair to have a really short sequence and the guy's like, here's the keys to my ship, the universe is yours, and it's totally the Concord. Hey, there's a power armor up there, why don't you go get in that and go kill a death claw in Fallout 4. And
right, it's like, whoa, slow down.
All of us are like, it's 40 to 50 hours before I can even put my body in that power armor. Right, and exactly. I understand that in modern gaming, if you don't hit them with all of the amazing stuff in the first 20 minutes, they leave. But I think Starfield should have had a more organic climb, and
there was such a simple. I was actually thinking about that too, because I was thinking about doing sort of a video where I go through, like, here's my honest take of trying Starfield again, and just making footage out of it. But when I was playing through, I just started a new character and was sitting through. I thought to myself, it's so simple. They have the Protocol Indigo thing or whatever, where it's like, well, you really couldn't travel because they had lockdowns on the ship or whatever. So you really couldn't go to all these places. But how much better would it have been? Such a simple tweak. They want to make sure that you have a ship, so you're not just locked, right? You take the ship to Jemison, you meet at the lodge, and immediately, you basically don't have an option to say no to Constellation. You kind of can, but you really can't. So how much simpler would it have been?
Who could say no to Sarah?
Well, that too. But how much better would it have been if you say, hey, listen, I don't want anything to do with you guys. Here's your artifact. I'm on my way. Like, peace. And they say, all right, fine. Well, listen, thanks for giving the artifact. You can't keep Barrett's ship because, you know, that's property of Constellation. But here's this junker that we were going to get rid of. We're not going to pay you, but you can take the, and they give you a worse ship than you know, the Frontier.
Yeah.
And now that way you still get access to a ship. You said no to Constellation, so now there's some. Remember this? Remember this? Choice and consequence.
Right. It's like New Vegas. You can side with the powder gangers and let them kill everyone in Good Springs, or you can bolster everybody up and fight off and save the town. And that's the opening moments and organic, real RPG choices given to you early on in those games.
And I think what you're talking about, Damarco, is what a lot of people love is alternate start mods. I think someone in chat actually said that I hope the 2.0 has an alternate start implementation. I think Bethesda will just leave that to modders, unfortunately. I would love for them to
they'll leave it to creation.
Yeah, but it is like Colt, I've told you about this.
We've been asking for that since Fallout 3.
The alternate
start. Still haven't put it in their game.
Yeah. It's wild.
Like, that's been a mod since Oblivion, at least.
Well, it's kind of like how some developers will say, you know, there will be multiplayer in this game, but not until 2 months later. And it's because they want you to experience everything that they developed firsthand, the vanilla experience first, and then you can access the other stuff, the tertiary content, whether it's alternate starts or whether it's multiplayer or co-op or whatever. And it's funny, like, Bethesda games are games like it's all about player agency. You want to jump in there, you want to be whoever you want to do, go wherever you want. Starfield's Starfield's beginning starts you off, and it's sort of like a funnel. You're like, I'm just Constellation, and I never liked that. What I have done, I have an alternate start mod. I've tried 2 different ones. One it's so great. It starts you off. You can choose which planet to start off with. And I'm stranded on Aquila City. My ship broke down there, and the repairs are going to cost me 24,000 credits, which I don't have. But I also have a mod that allows me to work in a kitchen. I'm not kidding. Allows you to work in a kitchen.
Crazy.
And you walk up, and you'll walk up, and the mod needs a lot of work because you'll walk up to a woman, and she'll be like, I have an order for you. And I'll take it from her. She'll be like, thanks. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not even the right voice to the character. But and then you get paid at the end of your ship at the end of your shift, and I saved up all this money, and I was like finally able to fix my junker ship, after like a few hours of playing and get off. And it was just such fun just role playing that life. But yeah, the delivery definitely needs a lot of work. So anyway, shout out to
I don't think
Lotus
they're gonna touch
Esprit.
that.
I don't think they're going to touch it either. Thank you so much to Lotus Esprit. Thank you so much for gifting 5 channel members to Noise Mofo, Ryan Kugler. Nope, that's not right. Ryan Coolidge, OG Frost, Leonard Herrera, Fortnite, Pro Gamer, and Highlander. Highlander Games chat. Anyway, thank you so much. It's so nice of you. Sincerely appreciate that, Lotus. You're so nice. It's really generous of you. Anyway, yeah. So Starfield sucks. I think that's the whole consensus that we've come to. Yep. It's just really, really bad. No, I'm kidding. But I do think maybe let's steer the conversation more towards how could Starfield. I mean, this conversation could go on forever. We kind of been talking about it the whole time. How could Starfield improve? At least set a foundation for what's to come in the future. Because I kind of asked Damarco this, and you weren't here, so I do want to get your thoughts on that, Colt. Like, as far as like something really realistic that they could start off with, and they say, here's this feature, and then here's the one big thing you guys have been waiting for, and here's a big DLC. Is it enough to save the game? I mean, I see so many people, including Damarco, including Jonas, and so many people say, and I actually agree with you, say the issue with Starfield is at its core, it's in its game loop. It's not something that can just be fixed with updates. It's just the type of game that it just didn't resonate with a lot of people. Is there anything that comes to mind for you, Colt, whenever you think of something that they could implement to give a good starting point for Starfield moving forward, like a foundational type update? Like,
well,
it's hard.
I mean,
it's hard.
The Terran Armada DLC will most likely add a couple of new mechanics that will be foundational to the game if you own that content as well. Like, what if the Starfield PS5 version launches with Terran Armada included? Like, you don't have to buy it. I don't think they'll do that, but it would be kind of important to give people the final version of Starfield. But yeah, you're right. They can't really fix some of the core problems, like there's almost no enemies to fight because you can align with all the factions simultaneously for the most part. And as a big fan of Fallout New Vegas, I can't go anywhere wearing NCR armor. Like, you can get that cool veteran armor and the Legion will attack me on sight, even if they were supposed to be working with me. You know, those things don't happen in Starfield. And so my question that I'm pondering right now is, like, 20 million people have played Starfield across PC, Xbox, and Game Pass. How many people will actually give it a real try, put down their actual money on the PS5 to see if this game is actually as good as some people claim it is, or if it's trash, right? I don't know. It might only be like maybe 3 million will buy it on PS5, or maybe only 1 million, because for 2 years, Starfield has been considered absolute gutter trash. It is it's a 52% on Steam alone for user reviews, which is hilarious because I just looked at Overwatch. Overwatch is at 26% on Steam for its user reviews, which means the mass majority of the world are just bombing that game because they don't like the direction they took. When you're actually talking about a really solid, really well-playing game that used to be well-loved, and now it's like the Nickelback of games, right? So I think Starfield is going up a massive, steep uphill climb. They got everything going against them. And you and I have talked about it publicly, about why there are things that are wrong with the game that could have been way better. Like, Neon should have been bigger. Neon should have been like your Cyberpunk, your Blade Runner 2077 or 2049 thing, and it's not. You know, it's like...
Right.
Although that's probably what it was supposed to be.
And what they do, Damarco, they like cut it down and trim it down so they could launch sometime this decade.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, but I would assume My assumption is that they just they weren't certain how to do it on that scale. I mean, Jemison is massive, and I apologize, my camera got too hot, so I'm trying to just cool it down a bit. And
I mean,
stick it here.
Jemison is just a bunch of shops and stores, and you can do quests in Aquila. Like Aquila's that Star Wars like location, but you can't really like live in Aquila and walk around, and you can do quests there. But when I go there, it's like you'll do a couple of main quests, and then Aquila just becomes this watering hole, and it could have been so much more. So you guys are both not on camera, are you? Let me hit the live button.
Yeah, I am.
There we go.
I'm here.
The red's back. Okay.
I'm sticking mine out the window in this nice East Coast breeze to try to chill it out.
How cold is it?
Do you use a digital SLR?
It's a mirrorless. It's a Sony ZV-E10.
Everything he just said, he could have been telling me about a sex toy.
He basically just
no
spoke
idea.
in Huttese and Star Wars. He said, "Jumpa kanta chiki chuku wuku nipple pinch." It's like I didn't understand that, but I respect it.
I wanted to do a meme today about Starfield tweets. You know, in Family Guy when Brian like makes a really racist tweet and then goes in the movie theater and shuts his phone off. And then when he comes out of the movie, his phone's blowing up. And I wanted to say, this is like what it's like when Starfield fans like talk about enjoying Starfield. You know, all of a sudden you get up back on your phone, it's like beep, 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 kill yourself.
Kill yourself, exactly, just nonstop. Just Starfield's trash, always gonna be trash. I hate you. By the way, your audio mixing sucks. You suck at editing. I'm like, thanks.
Who uses a
was one that I
toothpick while they're talking even yet?
I know, exactly. I know. I had somebody say, "Who wears sunglasses on top of their head?" And I'm like, well, that hurt just enough for me to stop doing it forever. So you got your wish.
DeMarco, what's the most hurtful comment you've gotten on YouTube?
I don't know, because I just ignore them because they're stupid and not worth my time.
Do you get like halfway through the comment and you're like,
I have
You
a
look like
thing.
a shaved monkey, you know. Yeah.
You know, like,
No. I have a thing. Nobody ever says any mean comments on my videos, which is why all of you should go. No, I'm just kidding. We have only the most positive community ever. Sony has a Sony camera. I'm a pony. No, you know what? I have a thing where I just say like, look, someone. I get bothered by a couple hours, and I turn around and I go, look, I just need a poop and a sleep, and I'll be good to go. And then I forget about it.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
I honestly forget.
Poop and asleep at the same time. I mean, look, you're a talented man. I can't imagine. Okay, you know what? You know what I'm curious to talk about? Shout out to everyone here again. Thank you all so much. Please hit the like button. There's 90 people here, which is amazing. And again, thank you all so much to all the new subscribers. It's been incredible. Damarco just blew past 5,000 subscribers. Today, I just finally surpassed 4,000 subscribers. Sincerely appreciate it.
Nice.
It means everything. Yeah, it's been insane, man. And it's so
Everything,
so many,
my friend.
Everyone, my friend. It's so nice just interacting with just people that are just excited about games and just excited about games, whether it be Starfield or whatever. It's just really refreshing to talk to level-headed people amongst the wave.
Oh,
of
you found those?
They found me, and I was like, "You're not going anywhere. You're staying
Well,
here."
today I posted screenshots of Forza Horizon 6, and I said Xbox is about to release the best graphical showcase of the entire generation and the best racing game in a decade. And this guy responds, "Not Xbox, Microsoft." I'm like, what? Why?
What does
Why?
that even?
What?
Why? Why? Can't
Why? Like,
That's so dumb.
Xbox is not releasing Forza Horizon 6. It's Microsoft. Like, these people are like, get Xbox out of here when we're talking about good stuff. Xbox doesn't belong when we're talking about stuff that I like or that I think is good. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. That kind of talk just lets you know just how much water on the brain people have. Is that the expression? I don't know.
Water on the brain. What the heck?
I said to my kids, I said, these smooth
Wrinkles?
brains, and my kids are like,
Wrinkles.
smooth brain? What's that mean? I'm like, your brain has like curly cues, meaning it's very complex.
Yeah.
Come here,
It looks
skin.
it looks like John C. Reilly's hair under your skull. I almost said helmet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lotus Esprit, $5 super chat. Thank you so much for doing that. Lotus says, I am so glad that the three of you remain authentic and ignore haters. Yes, we do our best. Not to say, I mean, we're still human. It's not like it doesn't hurt our fucking feelings sometimes, but still remove them from the channel and just get them out of there. Yeah, it is. You gotta have thick skin to be on YouTube. You put your opinions out there and you're just setting yourself up for someone to disagree with you. And like Damarco and I were talking about in the very beginning, it's really nice to have conversations with a lot of you guys in comments. It's so great to see you guys say, I disagree with you. 100% disagree with you. But here's what I think. And you're like, dude, great. That's great. Thank you for not being a dickhead.
But you're wrong and I hate you. And get off my channel.
Exactly.
I was trying to say last night that I'm totally fine if someone's like, I don't think Starfield is a good game. I didn't like it. I don't think Starfield deserves to get an 8.5. I'm fine if people say, or they say, I think Starfield's boring. But it's the way that we speak when we go on comment sections or online. We say, this is the truth. This game is mid, it's trash. No one played it, no one liked it, you know. And even worse is that when we talk about a game we like, whether it's for me Avowed or Starfield, and people are like, you're a stupid blankety blank 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 because you like something that I don't like or that I haven't played. And I just immediately mute them. Well, I block most of them, guys. I'll just block them. If they call me a name because I'm excited about a game that they don't think is good, that's not a real person. Like nobody actually does that. Like you wouldn't run into somebody like, let's say, okay, right now I'm wearing this Ghoul t-shirt from the Fall TV show. Oh,
that's so cool. I didn't even realize what that was. That's so cool.
So I got this from Amazon. So, cool. Let's say that I'm at the grocery store and somebody comes up to me and looks at the shirt and goes, that show's absolute trash. Like, what a travesty they did to the lore. What? You're a loser. Like, I could not imagine, like, I'm holding up two cantaloupes going, huh?
Right, like in the line at the Walmart, you're like, yeah, exactly. You're like,
I couldn't imagine.
I don't even know.
Like, no one would do that.
No one talks like that. Mm-hmm. It's the power of anonymity, and it's people just have so much hatred and just are so miserable. And I say that like sincerely. Like there are a lot of people that are just really unhappy,
they're sad.
And they don't have enough going on in their life, and they feel empowered to say something to someone that's like, I said that to someone. I told that guy to F off. I said that to them, and they couldn't do anything about it. And then they're sitting in their basement, you know, eating Cheetos and whatever.
Here's the reality, real quick. The reality is someone with like 13 followers, they'll say, man, I just played the third chapter of Expedition 33. It's so great. Crickets. No replies. Because that's how it is on social media if you have like 13 followers. No replies, no comments, no retweets, no engagement whatsoever, no repost. But then that person like doesn't like Avowed and they say something, then they get 14 likes. And then it's a feedback loop that social media does. The problem is if you're a small account, you don't get a feedback loop for talking about something great. These big accounts, they can say Cyberpunk is the best game ever made, hands down. 50,000 likes because everyone's like, yeah. And they have like all this reach. It's the small people who just realize that I can't talk about what I like because no one cares. No one cares what I have to say. But then if I get in an argument, I get real engagement. And it's super sad that life has to be like that. I was on Twitter for like 2 or 3 years. No engagement. Nobody replied to my stuff. I know what it was like. Well, it was like whatever back then, but yeah, that's it. There's your therapy for the day.
Yeah. Go ahead, Damarco. What were you guys? It's really well said. It's true. It's really true.
My most viral tweet now was Disney board. It was an announcement that the new president of Disney said they're going to incorporate AI into movie production, and I just did the screenshot of everyone disliked that. And that now has
I saw that. Yeah.
That now has 7.3 thousand likes.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. I was like, good for you.
It's just so stupid. But what I was gonna say before was that the other thing and the bigger problem, that was some really good stuff too, Colt. the other problem that I feel like we don't hear enough about is that when there is, like, it's fine to criticize, it's fine to have issues, it's fine to call out those problems. I think people have very real issues with Starfield. They have very real issues with Skyrim and Fallout 4 and all these other things. But when it gets written down, like, the most common thing I see is Emil Pagarillo sucks. Like, Emil's trash. Emil's horrible.
Oh,
and I hate those conversations because, A, that's not going to get him to suddenly start doing better writing. It's to say, oh, just fire Emil. But also, and I saw it during Mandy's stream today, I didn't remember this. I just watched this interview, but Kiwi Talks had an interview with Will Shen. And Will explained, he said, I walked into a room and Emil called me out in front of everybody. And he's like, this is, I'm going to paraphrase here, but he's like, this isn't good. This entirely needs to be redone. And this isn't going to work the way it's done. And that was Emil's feedback to Will. And when we talk about Will Shen, for anybody who follows Bethesda, when you talk about Will Shen, everyone's like, oh man, like that was such a big blow to the company. Like Will Shen could have like been the next Todd Howard. Will Shen was the best writer at Bethesda.
Yeah.
He learned from what Emil taught him because Emil critiqued his work. So, and on top of that, there's that speech from 2013 or whatever it is. It's like almost a decade old at this point. No, it's like 2016. It's almost a decade old where he gave that speech for a writing course or something. And he's, you know, there's the expressions most of you have probably heard: keep it simple, stupid. People make paper airplanes out of your great American novel. And if you watch the whole interview, I did a whole video on this. If you watch the whole interview, you realize that's not what he's saying. He's not saying like, oh, we need to dumb down quests because people are too stupid, or we need to ignore what the player's going to do and write garbage because they're not going to play our quests anyway. Like, that's not at all what he's insinuating. But what happens is people will sit down and they'll be screaming that Emil's terrible, he's trash, they need to fire him. Meanwhile, Bethesda just hired John Dombrow and the lead writer on Fallout London, who are two exceptional writers, but we're not going to talk about that part. We're not going to mention that Bethesda's trying to improve their writing by bringing them on board. We'll ignore that fact. But this creates noise. What I'm getting at is this all creates noise. And it distracts from what the real issues are, the real problems are. When Bethesda turns around, someone left a great comment today. They were trying to come at me a little bit, but they left a really good comment where they were saying like, oh, so I guess we should just ignore the fact that, you know, what was it? That Bethesda is releasing patches to Fallout 4 that makes the game worse. That, you know, that, they were using random AI generated responses in order to respond to player feedback, which they were doing that at one point. Like, those are some genuine problems that people have. That's not noise. Calling Emil garbage and sucks and not listening to the actual conversation, that's just noise. And it blocks from the valid criticisms.
I mean, that's always been a major problem with any fan base, that they will use insults that get widely ignored by the studios or the people involved. People who say, this is trash, you're stupid, you're the R word. Those people get blocked or muted, and they may have actual legit constructive criticism mixed in there, but they can't mature themselves enough to, that was a good spit. They can't mature themselves up enough to make like I see Red Wolf do it all the time. He desperately wants them to fix the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 performance on console because it's like unplayable. And so he's always replying to them saying, hey, do you know when you're going to be fixing performance? Or, hey, a performance patch would really be helpful. I love the game. Thank you for all you do. I see it over and over. And Red, at some point, I figured he'd probably just say, what the F are you doing? But he does it because he knows they won't
listen.
They won't listen. And people are so, it's everywhere. It's not just gaming fans. People are just, they're anonymous. They can say whatever they want. So
I see. You just hid. I don't know if you blocked Zephyr.
Here, I'll read it for you. Zephyr is a fucking dickhead. This is the kind of people that we
no. He's not. He's not.
Oh, is he not? Okay.
Basically, he's not. He has an opinion, and that's fine.
Okay.
But it's our job, you know, it's our job to.
Well, hang on. Before you even hang on. Before you even say anything, this is what we were talking about, Damarco. If I come to you and say, and you say to me, Red, what did you mean? And I go, let me elaborate, Damarco. Your idiotic take. Let me just get right, and that's how I begin my sentence.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to engage with you. And I've listen, we deal with this kind of stuff all the time, but it's always so fun whenever we get people like this in live chat, trying to give your opinion and your take on whatever someone else feels, but then you begin it with insulting someone. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you have to say. But DeMarco, you can reply. I'm sorry, I just had to get that out of the way.
Emil, he was saying that Emil's the problem at Bethesda and that he's gonna always hold Bethesda back as long as he's there. Emil hasn't written probably about 80% of what you think he's responsible for.
Yeah.
Like that, he has probably not. Same with Todd Howard. Any of these people at Bethesda, due to all of this structuring going on, especially as of late, since Microsoft acquired them, they have moved to positions where they're overseeing a lot of stuff, but they are not as involved as they used to be, right? We see it with Todd Howard all the time. The less involved he's gotten, the people would say the quality of Bethesda games have gotten down because he's stretched too thin. There's a lot of people
he's barely
that say,
involved with Starfield.
Yeah. There's tons of people say, oh, Todd Howard sucks, he needs to leave, but actually he's the one that's really, he comes in with a lot of good ideas, and he's what helps
just like the Phil
games better.
Spencer thing. Phil Spencer barely does anything when it comes, or makes any decisions when it comes to Xbox. Yeah, and so Todd Howard, I think I talked about this a couple shows ago or something, that Todd Howard, yeah, it was that video I did about Bethesda and Elder Scrolls. You did one as well, about how Todd Howard has not been really involved in the actual game-making decisions like everyone thinks he has since Fallout 4 launched.
Right.
So,
almost like he's been trying to
Keep
pass
going,
the
DeMarco.
torch to... Yeah, it's like he's been trying to pass the torch on to different to leads in different branches of the studio.
Yeah,
which he needs to do. Which he needs absolutely. He
which
needs
is
to,
what we
because...
which is what we thought Will Shen. I was one of those people that thought Will Shen was gonna be the next Todd Howard. Like I was like, he's the man, dude. I believed in that dude. I mean, I still do. I'm glad to see that he's found success in other places. But yeah, I was one of those people too. So, yeah, the old dogs. Yeah, the old dogs. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they just don't work. Like Emil's not and he's done great stuff too. Like everyone always praises the Dark Brotherhood questline from Oblivion. I thought he did the Dark Brotherhood for Skyrim 2, which I thought was really good. You know, you look at what he's actually credited on, and it's good stuff. Like you know, the things that he has publicly said, yeah, I worked on X, Y, and Z directly. It's actually good content, and people will just take things out of context and use that as ammunition to fuel arguments. Because it's what gets engagement. I mean, that's the same reason why a channel can pop up and make one video talking about how Bethesda's terrible and get half 100,000 subscribers in a month.
They really do.
Yep. So you know, it's popular arguments, and it doesn't engage actual critical thinking. Like if you actually look at it yourself, you start to really see. Hey, maybe this is just a lot of sheeple. Maybe this is just a lot of following and parroting and a game of telephone going on.
Right.
But I also noticed that I made a post about how much there was this hate going on when the show was kicking off for Fallout, that Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 are trash games. And I'm like, okay, I see some people are kind of they're a little bit split about Fallout 4. And it's like, whatever, of course. I mean, everybody's split about every game just about. But I made a post about how I really like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 in New Vegas, and I had 135 replies in that tweet. It got so bad, so many people insulting me, harassing me, threatening me, and then there was just all these people were talking about how the games were trash, that Fallout 3 was never a good game. And I thought this is like a revisionist history, but then I realized there are probably 20 million or 30 million Fallout fans in the world. And I put out this post with 135 haters. And I finally, after like 3 days of getting berated in my own tweet, I looked and I go, those mother effers ain't real. That's 135 people out of 20 million, 30 million people that have freaking goat heads in their crotch of their pants, and they're not happy no matter what. And how could I sit here and think, man, what happened to this game that I thought everyone loved? The Capital Wasteland, and I thought Fallout 4 was a fairly good game that people just don't think it is the best one. And I have to take a step back and go, these mother effers ain't real.
Yep,
Exactly. They're not the real voice of the majority. My wife always reminds me, she's like, Twitter is not what everyone thinks. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But when you see everyone making all these posts about how Bethesda's trash, Fallout 4 is trash, and Starfield's trash, you start to wonder, wait, where is that the truth? Am I just dumb? But it's not the reality. I think most people I think the majority like Starfield, and they played it in 2023 and they've moved on. You've got these big personalities and media journalists waking up on a random Tuesday and going, you know what? Clickety click. The worst game ever made is Starfield, and Starfield's just sitting there all peaceful, trying to work on an update. And these people are like, I think it's a good day to make fun of Starfield.
Right, exactly, dude. Think about and this might be a strange comparison, but look at what happened with boycotted games, right? Like Hogwarts Legacy is a great example of this too. And now that was a massive success. Even after all the people were hating on it and boycotting it and saying F you and F this. And then you look at Ghost of Yotai, or Yote, who cares? Everyone was like, F this game, F that, F this. And it turns out it was a huge success for them. Everyone was like, it's going to fail. They're not even talking about their numbers. Turned out it was a huge success for them. It outperformed Ghost of Tsushima at a level, apparently.
It's crazy.
So it just goes to show that our bubble, our YouTube, our Twitter, it is just a small minority of people. And so whenever I know Mag last night was telling you, Colt, these executives and CEOs and people at large at these big companies and studios or whatever are always ignoring the majority of what people are saying on social media because they are the ones that are seeing the numbers. They're not interested in what the small minority, vocal minority of people want to say online. And like you said before, these people aren't real. We don't interact like this in real life. I don't go up to someone in Walmart and say,
excuse me.
Oh, and I see someone has a PlayStation 5 version of Starfield in their hand, in April, and I'm like, you really like that trash, huh? You like that trash? I bet you. You start going at it. It's like,
pony!
Yeah,
There's a pony over here!
You're just getting dragged away by both arms by security.
Big fat pony. He's a pony.
He's a pony.
Big fat
I get that reference.
pony.
I guess we all get the reference.
A big fat
This
pony.
guy's a pony! A big fat pony!
You never catch me.
You're never gonna catch me.
God, I'll probably get canceled for doing that way too well. Anyway, that's Family Guy reference for you guys. Assassin, shout out to you guys in chat. Assassin says we can disagree about video games and what makes them great or not, but hating just to hate is just bad taste. Give genuine criticism.
Absolutely.
Shut up. Exactly. Well said. Well said.
You said
Beautiful.
Hogwarts Legacy, and there's a Lord of the Rings open world game that they're trying to model after Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm really curious about that one. I know
that's another one, Damarco. I brought up when Fable got shown. I'm like, it really feels like The Witcher 3 mixed with Hogwarts, and all of a sudden I had 60 comments about how Hogwarts Legacy is trash. I'm like, wait a minute. I've never heard people bash Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think I ever heard. Did you guys hear that, or was I just too busy enjoying the game?
It was about the political stuff. It was about the social political stuff with.
But those people got their heads stepped on.
Yeah,
because the game absolutely dominated, sold really well, scored really well. So those people shut up immediately. Is that what I'm hearing? It was like the echo of their corpse crawling out of a turd pile because they didn't. I couldn't believe. I'm like, Hogwarts Legacy is trash. I'm like, it's like an 86 or 87 or something. I can't remember what the score is.
Yeah, but there was
one
trans bartender.
Oh yeah, that's true. There
literally one, exactly.
Yeah.
There was one, so the whole game
trash.
Hey guys, what can I get you?
What can I get you? Look at my boobs. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do whatever you want all the time.
All the time. Sir, ma'am, you can't look at pornography at the bar. Oh, I'm sorry. Do whatever you
Man,
want.
this is one of these.
Anyway, let's see. Checking out chat here.
See you, Assassin.
Wait, Assassin says, going back to gaming. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night, everyone. Yes, shout out to Assassin, bro. Still haven't. He says he still hasn't watched Lord of the Rings. May need to change. God, I can't believe that. It's insane.
Assassin, if you're still here, I just went to the movie theaters 2 weeks ago and watched all 3 extended. It was like 12 hours of absolute bliss, and it still holds up. And yeah, my son is 14, and he absolutely loved it too. So it's worth sitting down and watching if you haven't yet.
Yeah, and Assassin just turned 14, so there you go. Perfect time for him to jump in. He's probably not here to defend himself for that. Anyway, let's see. There is way too much to get into chat. Shout out to over 100 people here. Please hit the like button. Let's try to get to.
Awesome.
We got 68 likes.
Oh, I haven't even hit it.
Let's get to 80 likes. If we can get to 80 likes, I'll show you guys my my nipple ring live on air, and we'll find out if that's true or not at 11.
My precious.
I should go.
Thank you.
After all, why shouldn't I keep it?
He's like pulling it off. After all, why shouldn't I? Stretching it out all the way. Yeah, exactly. Rips it off. Oh my God, Bilbo!
He rips it off, and you hear the ring race.
They're twisting the nipples. Oh my God! Welcome to the Renegade Realm podcast.
I can feel his blade.
That's when you get the Eye of Sauron really zooming in.
Oh my God!
Stop!
I saw a meme. It killed me. It was so dumb, and I laughed so hard. It's just two images of the Eye of Sauron, and it says Sauron, the eye, and then it says Sauroff, and it's just nothing. Just nothing at the top.
Sauron.
Have you ever seen
Sauron?
Oh my God,
Sauroff. Go ahead.
Oh. There's a meme where he's like, one of them is like, fight near. I've never fought near the orc. Oh, I found it. Hold on. I never thought I'd die fighting side by side with an elf, and then Legolas's head is just a cube. He says, "How about side by side with a side?" And then it's Gimli again, and he's just a giant eyeball, and he says, "I."
So dumb. I love it.
There's like 25 years of memes. This is Aragorn, son of Arathorn, grandpa of Aragorn, cousin of Vinathorn. Just goes on
Yeah,
and
it
on.
just keeps going. Exactly. Oh my God, I love it.
I recently watched the video. Have you ever seen like the old YouTube video of the guy who's like, "Hello, I'm a knight and I'm going into battle and I need your strongest potions." And then he just zooms. He has like a filter on his face and he just like zooms in. He's like, "You can't handle my potions, traveler. They're too strong for you. Please, sir, I'm going into battle and I need your strongest potions. My strongest potions would kill you, traveler. They are meant for beasts, let alone a man."
That reminds me. I love that. I love your cinematography there. That reminds me of Viva La Dirt League. If anyone's ever watched those guys, they're so funny. Like,
If I had the ability, Red, if I lived next to you, we would make that content, and that's all I would want to make, and we would be rich and famous. And
I sincerely, that's a whole behind the scenes conversation. I'm glad you said that. Actually, maybe we'll figure something. Anyway, but yeah, I did want to continue the conversation about just Bethesda in general, because Elder Scrolls 6 is a game. And Damarco, you could probably kick us off with this. Just in terms of where Starfield is and what the concerns might be with Elder Scrolls moving forward. But my opinion on your opinion has changed, because you put out a great video that was really positive. It was such a great video, talking about how Bethesda does indeed listen to feedback, and how you shouldn't really essentially be worried about what's to come with Elder Scrolls 6. And tell me if I'm just completely botching all that.
yeah, well, it wasn't a negativity video, so it didn't do well.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
I wasn't saying how bad Bethesda was.
Right. Yeah.
No, so it's not that you shouldn't. It's not that you shouldn't be worried about it. I think there's definitely cause for concern because the thing, like, there's the point of that video was basically to say, hey, if you look at the trajectory of Bethesda from Fallout 3 to Starfield, you know, we've seen them do things that were bad, and we've seen them try to course correct. Go for Vids. If anybody watches Go for Vids, anytime he has an opinion, it's one of those. He's one of those people that can just speak and present his points where I just go, yeah, whatever you say is true. Yes, yes, sir. Yes. And he's so well spoken. But basically, it's not that Bethesda hasn't listened to feedback. They absolutely have. You look at Fallout 4 to Starfield. People had issues with the voice protagonist. So what did Bethesda do? They originally had a voice protagonist for Starfield, and they said, no, we're taking it out. Like, we're taking it out.
Defexis. It would have been Adam Jensen. It would have been Adam Jensen.
Who's that?
What do you
Elias Defexis was going to be the lead voice actor for the male
Oh yeah.
Stargazer.
Right, and then he ended up becoming he was just the companion for what's his name?
Get Sam Coe. Yeah.
Sam Coe. Yeah.
Sam Coe.
So-
Red, you've been like filling up your
Kyle
gas
Coe.
tank so long on that game, you forgot who the main characters were.
I know, I'm just sitting there like, so
I gotta get to a gas station.
I need to go to the kitchen. I gotta flip some more pancakes to afford my
Cut some space carrots.
Yeah.
Chop, 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 chop.
These chunks ain't gonna package themselves.
And the woman walks up to me and goes, "Here's a new order." And I'm like, "Stamp, okay, do whatever you want all the time." Sorry, go ahead.
So people had issues with the voice protagonist in Fallout 4. So said, okay, we're taking that out. People had issues that Fallout 4 limited the choice and consequence in the game, or the RPG mechanic. Excuse me, the RPG. So they said, okay, we're gonna add in traits, we're gonna add in backgrounds, we're gonna make it so the factions have divergent paths if you go down them. Is that necessarily enough? No. Do I want to see more? Yes. But they're going in the right direction with some of those things. People, when it went from Skyrim to Fallout 4, people said, Bethesda, your writing's not good. Your writing sucks. We need a better main story. We need, like, you know, and so what did they do? They said, okay, that's when they brought in the voice protagonist, because they listened to feedback. They listened to what the fans were criticizing about Fallout 3. The shooting wasn't good. What did they do? They doubled down on that in Fallout 4. So Bethesda's listening to the feedback, and they're trying to make a game. Like, at the time when Fallout 4 came out, people said, oh, and again, this is coming from Gopher. They said, oh, they're trying to make it like it's trying to be a shooter to mass appeal to audiences, because as though Fallout 4 was trying to compete with the Call of Duty audience, that suddenly we're gonna stop playing Black Ops because I need to go play Fallout. Like, it's not some conspiracy theory to dumb it down to the lowest common denominator. They were listening to the criticisms that people had about their past games, and they tried to improve upon that. It's as simple as that. It's not this underhanded theory, like conspiracy, to try to make the most dumbed down game possible. And they did the same thing with Starfield. They listened to the criticisms of Fallout 4, and they tried to adjust. Now, does that mean they did everything great with Starfield? No. I have been very vocal that I don't really like the game that much. I'm trying again to try to like it, but I don't really like what's there. That's fine. They tried to do something different. But when you look at Elder Scrolls, and when you look at what Elder Scrolls 6 is supposed to be, you're immediately, between a game like Starfield and a game like Elder Scrolls, you're already cutting down 50% of the problems that people had with Starfield. Massive amounts of procedural generation, not needed. You're going down to a single province. That problem solved. Gigantic empty planets, not a problem, because again, you're going to one smaller province. Problem solved. Massive amounts of loading screens and navigating through menus, not needed. One province. You're still gonna have loading screens because of the way Bethesda handles their engine. Problems with the engine?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, we gotta see what they do with the engine, because again, Bethesda's listening to feedback. They saw the criticisms of Starfield, and they said, oh, people have issues with this. Let's go back and redo the engine, which is part of why Terran Armada didn't release in 2025, because they're doing more engine overhauls to try to address the criticisms of that game. So they're doing all of this stuff. Does that mean Bethesda's going to do... People are going to hate this. Does that mean Bethesda's going to do something stupid and put in naval ship combat? Probably. I hate the idea of them doing that. I think it's a horrible decision. I think it's the worst thing they could possibly do. Are they gonna do something? Yes, probably, because it's Bethesda and they want the ultimate fantasy sim. I think that's a horrible objective for them to try to achieve, but it's Bethesda. They want to shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
Or the sea.
But doesn't mean
for the
they're trying to
seas.
shoot for the seas. Does that mean that it's going to work against them? Probably in a lot of ways. But it also means that you might see a lot more of what you're hoping for, because Todd came out, and I'll end with this. He came out and he publicly said, like, it was kind of funny, I think. And he was talking and said, listen, we know that people prefer, like, I want to explore a certain way, and I like the exploration in Fallout or Elder Scrolls more than the way that it was done in Starfield. And we get that, and we hear that feedback. So when they're making Elder Scrolls 6, you know that Todd's looking at it and saying, these are two different games. It's two different audiences. We know what the Elder Scrolls audience likes, so we're gonna try to.
Starfield's a whole
do
new
that.
game. That's what people are like. Oh, I don't like Bethesda's new games. Like, Starfield wasn't supposed to be Fallout, and people asked him so many times in interviews, "Is it going to be like Skyrim in space? Is it going to be Fallout in space?" And he's like, "It just works." You know, he would always say, I used to use his quotes in my videos before the game came out. He's like, it's, you know, it does. He said with Indiana Jones, it's not just one thing. And he said, I think he said about Starfield, it does multiple things, and it's not supposed to be Skyrim in space. I think the problem with fans, and for me that like Starfield, is if it was Fallout 4 in space, I probably would have had even more fun in it than I did with the way it is now. And I talked about this in my video. Fallout 4's pacing and combat and exploration loop is nearly perfect, I think. Locations are within a few minutes of walking distance. You go in, the looting is great, the enemy combat is great. Like, all of that exploration and the RPG mechanics, I like the RPG mechanics in 4. And it's this juxtaposition of people saying, I don't like what Bethesda is now. I want it like it used to be. But if they go back and play Fallout 3, like, I'm playing Fallout New Vegas right now. I'm like almost 60 hours on a brand new playthrough that I started like 2 weeks ago. I'm having a great time, but I realized most of my time is spent walking, talking, walking, loading, walking, talking, shooting bugs for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
or
that's why
killing
people like
Legion
Lord
in
of
like
the Rings,
1 minute.
right? Because it's just a lot of walking.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do that in a game.
It's so funny you
Genius.
say that, dude. I mean, you know what? I don't want to go ahead, Colt, because you said this last night on XNC podcast. I want you to continue talking about that, because what you said made me realize, like, the disconnect was getting into your ship, going into another menu, like you said, Damarco, going in, loading into another planet, going in, landing. But in that breakaway from the walking and talking and looting and shooting, right? Sorry, go ahead, Colt. Go ahead.
What in respect to Starfield or Elder Scrolls?
Bethesda Game Studio games, period. Like, in Skyrim, you're walking around, you're exploring, you're there's a dungeon, there's a person to talk to, there's a thing.
Skyrim's special, and I didn't say this very well last night, because Skyrim is special because they're a wildlife that will attack you, and a dragon can show up every hour or every couple hours, and all of a sudden, everything that you love has been enhanced and hyped to absolute peak in that moment until you down that dragon. So Skyrim is almost perfect in exploration and emergent gameplay. Fallout 4 doesn't quite do that. So, but I played a bunch of Fallout 3, because I'm working on this big Fallout video that is yet to be started. There's a lot to cover. It's basically called Everyone Hates This. You know, like Damarco and I were talking about that thing, right? And the combat's awful in New Vegas and 3. The exploration is fantastic, but I mean, you're walking forever. You're walking and discovering and looting, and you're not fighting. Sometimes you're not talking to anyone, and it's still a great experience. I just think people look back with rose-colored lenses and say, it was so amazing when it was Fallout 3, and then you get them to go back and play it, and they're like, mid, I can't do this anymore. What they want is a modernized version of all of the greatest moments Because when we all played Fallout 3 New Vegas, we put 60, maybe 100 hours into it. And when we look back and say Fallout New Vegas, we think of that accumulative like 10 hours of all of the great moments, meeting Mr. House, going to this place, siding with this faction, destroying everyone in this faction and taking all their stuff, doing these big things, turning on this thing, setting this to go over here. Like that all becomes the greatest hits moments. But if you sat down and said, hey, watch me play Fallout New Vegas, your friend would be like, I am so bored right now. And so that's
Right.
kind of what I was trying to say is people are criticizing Starfield for being boring, not realizing they loved how boring those games were. But then I also want to make sure that I admit that I understand what makes Starfield more boring than those games by a long shot. And I want it to be better. But 2.0 is probably not going to fix that.
Right. No, yeah, really well said.
Sorry.
Because yeah, you were talking about that last night. I was like, it's such a good point because the separation from travel in Starfield versus Skyrim, like you're never pulling up a menu. Well, now I'm trying not to project because I don't use fast travel in Skyrim either. I have the mod where it's just what is it? Help me, Damarco. Wagons, where you have wagons in every major town. that you have to
Immersive
pay.
carriages?
Yes, exactly. The carriages. Thank you. Yes, the carriages. Where you actually have to pay someone to take you, which is just like in The Witcher. The Witcher 3 does it really well. So you have to actually travel to a location, and Cyberpunk does the same thing. Cyberpunk has the exact
Red Dead
same-
Redemption does it as well.
Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption has the same exact thing, and no
what's
one was complaining.
Dragon's Dogma 2? Did it
Dragon-
great because
yeah.
you could actually get interrupted
Yep.
by things along. You saw the map and you traveling, and then it'd be
It's
like
awesome.
interruption, and then
Ugh.
you got pulled
Yeah.
out of it for a bit. Like that was a brilliant system to me. I don't know, or you could just sit and watch the
I
wagon go by if
loved
you
it.
wanted. Like you had the option.
I remember making my Dragon's
good.
Dogma 2 hype video, and that was like the one thing that I focused on was the camping and the traveling because it was so immersive. It was like, dude, like we were just talking about Lord of the Rings. Like the best type of journey that you can go on is one that's like not interrupted, where I have to go from Whiterun to Solitude. And it's like without fast travel or without like some systems there that are in place that stop you from just pressing a button to fast travel, you have this whole journey ahead of you that you had to prepare for. And it's just like Lord of the Rings where everyone, and you
that's-
have my ass. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what makes Death Stranding a good game. People don't want to play it, but everything you're talking about there, like physically walking and hoping you can make it, is something that modern convenience in gaming has taken away. That levity of are you prepared to go out and make this journey? And you might fight something along the way, or you have to deal with how much stuff you're carrying. It sounds like a chore, but you realize in some games it can actually make the game much more immersive and enjoyable.
And
it's crazy
meaningful.
when you say it out loud. And meaningful.
And Dragon's Dogma was brave enough to say, F it. This is literally the only way that you can play the game. And it works so well. Every time that you would set off with your companions out into the wilderness and you're like, Arisen, we must stop and eat some meat. And I'm not talking about chickens. Or whatever the hell they say.
What about the legs? They look tasty.
Yeah, they don't need those. It's just, yeah, anyway, we could go on and on about how to improve Bethesda games, but anyway, any other thoughts from either of you on Bethesda and Starfield or whatever? We've had such a great talk.
DeMarco brought up, he threw a hand grenade and then walked away. He said that he hopes that they don't put in ship battles in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, please, I do
6,
want to talk
and-
about that. Yeah.
And you and I are like in the camp of, you don't like it, don't do it. Like you'll
Don't
probably
do
only
it,
have to do
right.
it for one mission. But I will absolutely go out on the waters for 25% or more of my time and build up my ship and decorate it and put a little mermaid at the front with a little frolicking of the nipples and the whatnot and the so
on the
forth.
ship captain barge and the captain's quarters.
Just get this nice
Kiss the
little
captain.
a mug of ale as I get on deck. Just drink a little bit. I just slosh it around and say, yo ho. wasted pirate life on me.
Do me, Johnny Boga. Do me, Johnny Boga. Whatever the hell is Black Flag.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Lie. And Damarco's like,
I don't want to do any of this. None of it.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's not that it doesn't. Nope. And I think you're all stupid for having that. No. It's not that it doesn't
my
sound.
comment section. No, sir, go ahead.
It's not that it doesn't sound cool, right? I hear because this is the exact and the reason why I have this perspective, and I think I doubled down on it, is because of exactly what I went through leading up to Starfield, which was I said we should have a limited amount of planets. They shouldn't do space. I the videos are still on my channel. I just had a good spittle too.
No, I agree with that
I still
too.
have those videos on my channel where I said like we shouldn't have spaceships. We shouldn't have infinite planets. We shouldn't have these things. And people are like, well, how are you going to have a space game without all this stuff? You're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. And Johnny Boy, and so I was saying, I said from the get-go, I was like, this is a bad idea. And then they announced Todd Howard, and Jonas brings this up a lot. Todd Howard is on stage. He says, and you can't just go to this system. You can go to all the systems. And I was like,
And you can lick it.
oh no.
And
Oh, no.
I
And then what
screamed. I
happened
was
to
so
be
happy.
and what happened to be people's biggest criticisms about the game. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna toot my horn and say, I told you so, you stupid idiots, and realize like that wasn't a good idea. And it just didn't work for Bethesda games. So, and so many people, dude, Colt, so many people were coming at me saying I was wrong and I had no idea what I was talking about. And so, when it comes to ships, I look at that and I go, I don't think this is necessary. I don't think that's the
takes away
aspect
from
of
focus.
what makes a Bethesda game good. And I'm able to turn around and say, listen, like with Starfield, being able to fly around to 1,000 planets and you fly your ship and you customize, that sounds sick. In Elder Scrolls 6, building your boat and getting in battles and raiding islands and shooting cannons off and piloting a crew of guys and you become best buddies with your crewmates, that all sounds amazing. But it's not about what sounds cool, it's about what functionally works well and what's executed good.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bethesda is going to turn around and make a shipbuilding mechanic that's going to make me go, hey, this is better than Sea of Thieves. Hey, this is better than Black Flag, which are the inevitable comparisons that are going to come. So I would rather, now I'm not going to come because I don't like the mechanic, but those are the mechanics that will be coming. But
I'm gonna go.
so I look at all of these stuff and I say, hey, listen, it sounds awesome on paper. Having 2 provinces in the next Elder Scrolls, being able to bounce between Hammerfell and High Rock, that sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. And then you have the boat to sail between them. Sounds really, really neat. But I think about execution and I think about the lack of focus. And people will say, but Bethesda's 500 developers now. I don't care. We saw what Bethesda did with 500 developers. It was Starfield. It didn't work for a lot of people. So that's not an argument against it. I'm very adamant that... Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
You're
no,
very adamant
Nate
that
said,
what?
tell me how you really feel. I'm very adamant that I just think a lot of people let how it works on paper is a lot better than how it works in practice. And that hype of what it can be supersedes the reality of what it will be and game development and the limitations of game development.
The funny
Really
thing
well
about
said.
Starfield's 1,000 planets is if that doesn't sound like something you want to do, then you won't do it. Like there is a 60-hour campaign with factions and the main story and the unity that is built into the game. If you don't want to go to random planets, land on them, and see if there's anything there to do, the game never asks you to do it. Like the game does ask you to go to certain planets to look for temples so you can get your superpowers, something that Red's really never done after 500 hours.
Yeah, I did it
But-
once. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would
will.
say, like, if that does, if you think that sucks, like they put all these boring planets with nothing in them, like, don't lie to me. You weren't doing that. These people that are hating in the comments, you aren't going to, I've probably been to 300 planets, or at least in my time of playing it. You're not doing that. You haven't done it, so why are you complaining about something that is completely on the periphery of any regular playthrough of Starfield? But on the other side of that argument, where I mean, Red and I would say this, and we agree with Damarco, they were building this procedural generation system and making sure there was like points of interest on there when they could have made the main cities, the main planets, the 5 ones in the game, they could have made them so much more enriched. I remember they talked about there's this fish in Neon where
They use it for
I
drugs.
can't remember the
They
name.
use it for drugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aurora.
Aurora,
Yeah, and the Aurora drug and everything. They
I
were
played
talking
the
about
least
that
amount
way
of
before the
Starfield
game
out of
came out.
both of you. I shouldn't be the one that remembers that.
I know.
Well, I was trying to think of the name. I was trying to think of the. No, I wasn't thinking about Aurora. I was trying to think of the name of the planet that Neon is on, and I can't
Voli
remember.
Alpha.
Voli, right? Yeah. So anyway, there's all this lore that we were like, oh my gosh, there's like each planet has its own thing, and it really devolves down to a couple of quests that don't feel as impactful as they did when they were talking about what you'd be able to do in Starfield. So that stuff bothered me. So anyway, I said too much to say they should have made those cultivated planets should have been far more robust than they are right now. And that's not going to be a fixed thing.
You say, well, if you don't like that aspect of the game, don't do it, right? Like, oh, you don't like the space travel. You're not obligated to do the space stuff. You could just kind of like use it as a means to get to the planet and do the stuff on the planets. But the issue with that is the game's designed around that from the get-go. So all that time, like, for the people who do want to do this stuff in space, guess what? They need to build out encounters. So all of those quests in Neon that could have fleshed out the city more and made it more exciting, they can't do because their quest writers were too busy populating the space random encounters that you could come across. Hey, guess what? Like, all the stuff that they could have put into, when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6, all the stuff they could have put into making the dungeons feel more diverse by adding more templates, right? Because they use this like stitching system to make, you know, this modular system to build their dungeons. They could have made more assets for that, but they actually can't because the 3D artists are too busy working on the 200 different ship designs that you could have for your boat. So they don't have time to design more rooms and more interiors and more like furniture and clutter and all that stuff that makes the dungeon come alive. They can't. There's a limit on resources. And when you look at like just the way that the game is designed too, now you have boats in Elder Scrolls 6. They need to design the game that way. So the map needs to be a certain size, right? They need to have a certain amount of well, we can't have as many dungeons on the main landmass because we need to populate stuff out in the ocean to go find. But I don't want to do the boat stuff. But now half the content that I do enjoy, I need to like barge my way through the boat stuff. Oh, but you could just fast travel. Sure, but I don't want to fast travel. I want to exist in the world as a character and explore it. Right. So it does limit a lot. Like, you can't just say, like, just don't do it. I don't like that. I've never been fond of that argument because, like, and I use Gotham Knights. I've used this in the past as the example. Like, the boss fights in Gotham Knights, I think, suck because they were designed around having multiple people do it. Like, so the game was built around multiple people. And that's not the same example, right? But it's a microcosm.
Mr. Freeze took like an hour to beat.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's the world scale or the boss fights or like this other third thing, right? All of that is, they have to build the game around those ideas. It's not just, oh, well, we could tack on boats and then it's optional. That's not how it ever works.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
good point.
Rant over.
No, it was great. John Coons, am I allowed to say that? It says, yep, Damarco is cooking. Yep, keep on.
Some guy in my chat yesterday wanted to change Mag's name to Fairly Aged Game Guy.
No, and I'm like, and you said, what would you call your channel members? Because his channel members are called maggots, and I was like, what do you call him? Fairly Aged Game Guy? I'm like, put that together, because I'm not going to say it. Anyway, Mark was like, I am not putting two and two together. I will not.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, there's, and the thing is, like, whenever it comes to ship combat, whatever, like, I guess that kind of stuff I guess we'll just have to see if it's even true. I mean, it's been leaked all over the place, but there is like a lot of bandwagoning and parroting that we see whenever it comes to leaks,
people people like the ship combat in Starfield. Like, there's not a whole bunch of people complaining about that. So I can see Bethesda thinking, you know, because Bethesda stole a lot of the ship combat from other games, right? Like, there's nothing groundbreaking there.
FTL,
so I can see
the
him
power
ripping off.
system was from FTL, which was a great place to take inspiration from because FTL is a phenomenal indie game.
Yeah. So I can see them using like a little bit of Black Flag, and hey, I said that right. What are you talking about, Black Flag? So I can see, I can see that being serviceable and fun. You know, it's not going to be better than Black Flag was when we first played it, but I can see it being a thing that they put in the game for sure.
Right, and with Black Flag, it's a pirate game. You know, it's like, so that is core to the identity of a pirate game is having a ship, right? And if you focus too much on the ship aspect of an Elder Scrolls game, not everyone wants to be a pirate. What if I'm a thief? Why would I need a boat? You know, so if it ends up being true, I would like for it just to be something, you know.
Now, what I would like to see is Bethesda, because this is always a mod, is like a city always gets destroyed. Oblivion Kavach got destroyed. Skyrim Helgen got destroyed.
Yeah.
There's going to be a city or a town that gets destroyed. What I would like to see is them say, hey, we're going to do the settlement system, but like you're not going to be building like this modular thing. You're going to rebuild. You're going to put down, you're going to rebuild the city, and you could choose what district, and that's going to influence like the things that you get out of it, and you rebuild the city, and then you do sort of manage over them. Like, I would like them to see them do that. I would like to, instead of boats, I would much rather them say, hey, we're not going to spend time doing boats. We're going to actually, remember that Civil War quest in Skyrim? Of course you do. Well, we're going to make that actually the way it was supposed to be in Skyrim. And it's going to be this whole tug of war battles that are going back and forth, and you're sieging castles and towns, and you have like control points that you're going, and make this an awesome. Like that sounds so much more like spend all of your time doing that. That is cool. Proper castle sieges, the walls get destroyed, then you go in and you rebuild them, and that's the Elder Scrolls take on the settlement system. That sounds great.
Let me ask you, Damarco.
A lot more than boats. What
percentage of fans believe that Elder Scrolls will be good?
20. Well, it depends. Like, we're talking online people, like, because
yeah, like, I mean, we look, right? So what percentage do you think are like Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be awesome?
20%,
25%.
Yeah. I think most people are just sort of like, even again, to go back to Gopher, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, well, I mean, Fallout 4 was okay, and Starfield was at best for a lot of people okay, right? Some people do really like the game, and that's fine. I'm happy for you. But it was fine, or a lot of people said it was a miss. So you look at Test 6 and you go, are they going to make the right decisions? I hope so, but I don't know.
And I think
are they the same studio we used to love? Yeah.
Right, and a lot of people look at something like Oblivion Remaster. Whenever it got revealed, I know you and Jonas, Damarco, we were talking about how a lot of the aesthetic of the game looks a little too soft. You can compare it much more closely to an Elder Scrolls Online, with like the animations with
Bayazura.
Exactly.
I had to. Sorry.
I was like, oh, like you grab like no, you're fine. Like you grab like a mushroom and it's like zoop, and it gets like sucked up into the atmosphere or whatever. And you're like, is that what? And then you look at like the NPCs of Starfield. You're like, is this what Elder Scrolls 6 is going to look like? Is it going to be more like Dragon Age Veilguard, like super, man, super? Not good.
No, I expect Elder Scrolls to look like.
Yeah,
I think Starfield is a gorgeous game, and I love the character models. I think, except for the random NPCs in Atlantis, like every named character looks amazing.
Yep.
Like when you're in quests and you're talking to characters and they're saying their spiel, and there's like, hundreds of them, like it looks like they're actually saying the words, and their faces and the lighting looks really good. So I would expect that Elder Scrolls 6 looks like Starfield, with the fantasy thing going on, and people are gonna realize that they're probably gonna like that. I think.
Right.
I think it's gonna
so
look
funny.
fairly realistic.
After Starfield got its dialogue camera option patched in, it just looks like Skyrim now. It just like whenever you talk to people, like without that zoomed in Oblivion style camera, because they really wanted to show off their technology that they used with I don't know if it was all AI, but it's really well implemented. Like the lip sync, it's really well done, especially for a game.
Oh,
that has,
AI.
like,
No, it's just
what was it?
programmed.
What? Like
they
had
just
like
use
a system. Yeah.
There's no motion capture in Starfield. There's a system that you set vowels and consonants, and then you program them, and then it takes a look at the narrated script, and then it just
Right.
reproduces the F and P and T
And the
sounds,
O's
right?
are like, oh,
So-
you know, yeah.
So when you're watching, and I did this when I was reviewing the game, if you're playing Starfield and you're talking to an NPC and you're zoomed in on them, watch their mouth. They're like 90% accurate on
Yeah.
procedurally program generated lip syncing, which will be really good in Skyrim, because the last time we had an Elder Scrolls game, they're like, why is it?
Yeah, right. It's so funny, like, because I've seen modders talk about it too. How whenever modders use it, whenever they're adding new companions and custom voice dialogue and whatever, it just knows. They put it into the program and it reads it. Like I made a mod video a couple months ago with Robin Locke, which unfortunately is like broken now, which really sucks because I loved her as a companion. But even her voice dialogue, like she used to be broken, where whenever she would speak, her mouth just didn't move at all. And eventually, the mod author, worked out with that system, and she was able to completely. It just looked normal. It looked like she was just an NPC made by Bethesda. It was really impressive, and I'm sure that technology is going to be carried forward. Let's see. Nathmatic says, I have faith. Shout out to Dave Goodrich in chat, who said earlier, he said, Damarco, take a breath. You've earned it. He said, more devs, more problems, and the game ain't won. Yeah, when we were talking about having a lot of people in the studio doing too much, I think. Yeah. There's so much more that we could dive into. It's been such a great show. Damarco, thank you so much for jumping in. Colt, thank you so much for jumping in at last minute. It was really great surprise. Spice up the show with all three of us here. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. We have now 100 people still watching us, and I just cannot thank you guys enough.
Awesome.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Thank you all so much for subscribing. If you're new here from all the Starfield content that I've been making or whatever, I really can't thank you enough. And I feel like I don't have enough time in my videos to thank you enough. So I always just say thank you so much. And that's all that I can say, because everyone will click away immediately if I start rambling on about how much I love each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And how much it means. The support is incredible. Damarco's channel is growing incredibly well. Colt, you just hit 187,000 million subscribers.
186, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
186,000. It's nuts, man. It's just we do it because we want a sense of community, and we're all nerds, and a lot of people just need a place to flock to and have a feel good. Has something on their schedule throughout the week to look forward to, and that's what this podcast is all about. That's what YouTube's all about. So, yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Damarco, I didn't know if you were joining today, and I forgot to put your channel in the description below. I'm sorry. So, there you go. He's doing the Oblivion. Perfect. Got a nice zoom in on your nose right there. Love it. Yeah, like, oh,
That's when you.
hi. Yeah.
Oh, it's you. Hi.
They look so mad. I'm like, dude, you don't even know me. And they're like, get out of here. Yeah, it's wonderful. Wait, I think I can.
When I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, and I'm a do-gooder, but I steal from everyone. Like, even the people I'm working with, I'll like crouch and hide behind and steal stuff from them. And if you pickpocket them in Fallout New Vegas, they go,
give me that.
give me that.
exactly.
And they're like 9 feet away, you know? Give me that.
Right. Oh, I love it. I love it. I've been playing a lot of Outer Worlds 1 lately, and like they'll just like run up to it. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then like, they'll like zoom in like Damarco does, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Intimidate skill, whatever I want." And they're like, "Fine, don't give me any trouble." Like, perfect. That's every
Games are
I'm
the
like,
best.
Yeah, love it so much. I just effed my whole camera up. Anyway, yeah, Damarco, tell people what you got coming, where they can find you, and whatever else tickles your pickle.
Hi.
Oh, here we go.
Need something?
Need something.
All right.
Yeah, go check. I got a link in the chat there.
DeMarco, dude, you can find a link in the chat covering primarily focused on Bethesda, at least for the time being, but I try to make sure that I go into other RPGs as well. So I talked about Fable, just have a video that I put out on that. Just did some Crimson Desert stuff, and I'll be sure to talk a little bit more about Crimson Desert as well. Have you heard of the High Elves?
He's like, Love it. Love it. Favreau's. By the way, they're done. Did you see that? They're done. Hate that. I hate that. Yeah. They tweeted out recently that the Favreau's are done, but
yeah, I know, that's fine. So yeah, check it out if you're interested. Channel is growing great. Really happy with it, and would love to see. You know, the way we all grow is by doing this stuff together. So Red, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
And looking forward to the next one.
yeah, absolutely. Colt Eastwood. Please.
Yes.
Please. Where can people find you? What do you got going on? You got the Starfield video coming today?
Starfield
Tonight?
video tomorrow at
Okay.
no, it's you know, over there on the East Coast it's like 8 o'clock, so it's 5 here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have that video out tomorrow. It's about 13 minutes, and there's actually some details I found about the Terran Armada DLC. I don't know how real they are, but it's kind of interesting. So I break those kind of break in the video, and then a lot of interesting takes on where Starfield should and shouldn't be. So check that video out on the channel, and then I appreciate everyone. It's been fantastic. I just want to thank people for supporting what we do, because there are 2 types of content on YouTube. Everything sucks, and hey, what are you excited about? And I feel very fortunate that if I make a, hey, Bethesda's got a problem, my viewers are like, I don't give a crap. I'm here to be excited about games. I'll pick and choose what I want to be excited about. Hey, one last thing I'll say is your hype is 100% up to you. And I saw, this is so funny, we're supposed to be doing the outro, but Kind of Funny Games did a large poll, and they said, what is the most disappointing game of this most disappointing game of all time? Number 1 was Anthem, and number 2 was Starfield. And I thought, who in the fudge thought Anthem was going to be the best game they'd ever play, and then got disappointed? Because to me, like, if you're like the most disappointing game, how is Starfield number 2 of the most disappointed games? I was so hyped for Starfield. It didn't end up being a 90 like I thought it'd be. It was more like an 8 something. And I still liked it. I'm not like sitting there with a candle in the window going, it could have been the most amazing experience of my life. I freaking really liked games. And when people are like, this better be good if you say it's good, it's like, it's up to you. Temper your own expectations. But if I want to be excited about, I'm not even excited about that game, Samson. I just hope it's good. Crimson Desert, I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty good. It might be an 82. You know, I might just really like it, and that's it. Oh well. Like, I think it's going to be worth my money. So I'm really happy that I get to make videos about stuff that we could probably or possibly be excited about, and we could celebrate enjoying gaming and get a little more informed about what's going to be in games and what won't. And I'm really super grateful that people have chosen to take 8 minutes out of their day and watch a video of mine, you know, once a week. I appreciate it a lot. Sorry, that was a lot.
No, it's not. I mean, it's relatable to all content creators if they really appreciate the community that they've built. It's so much work and effort, and for that to be reciprocated in a way for someone to just comment on your channel and just say thanks for the video, really excited. It's like, even if you made the video for that one person, it's what it's all about. It's like, it was worth it. It was worth me. It was worth Damarco putting 30 hours into his Crimson Desert video, or his Was it your Crimson Desert video? I mean, it was whatever.
Oh,
all your
God,
videos.
no, the Bethesda
Bethesda
video that like addressing the criticisms of Bethesda. That thing
Right.
was like 35 plus hours of looking at
Oh my
stuff.
gosh.
You know what it was? I just wanted to make sure, like, I knew I was doing an uphill battle against the people who were going to turn around and go like, well, Starfield just sucks and blah, blah. So I just wanted to try to make sure that my argument was
Get ahead
as
of it.
buttoned as I could make it. And I spent hours just rewriting and rewriting and rewriting. And then, of course, the editing, you know, to try to make it a little bit higher quality in the editing. So
People notice too. They definitely notice. Don't think they don't. People notice. I've got friends who tell me, oh, it doesn't matter. Just throw some gameplay over it and whatever. It doesn't matter. People don't watch. They just listen. No, like my videos get watched for a while or they get recommended to people by word of mouth because when you take the time to show you care, to give them what you're talking about and show them what you're talking about and have everything lined up, they appreciate it. I mean, we've been raised and grown up to appreciate quality content, and I appreciate that you guys are doing that when you create your videos because I love watching them, man. Worth it.
And ditto, likewise. Yeah, it's your.
Oh,
stuff is high
you know what's
production. It's
crazy though about I don't mean to detract. What's crazy about the current way the system works though?
Are you
YouTube
using your
system?
mind powers? Damarco just used his literal psychic powers. He's like, dude, you know what's crazy? And his
It's because
lights-
I'm stuck on the boat conversation.
He's like-
and I'm. No, what's crazy about the current system? Red, you left a comment on my video that was like, "Can you please slow down, like making videos so I can?"
Yeah,
And
it was a
then
joke. Yeah.
the I know, but you know what's wild is the AI system that YouTube is completely using all over the place now.
For comments.
Like it looked, and it was like the summary of your comments says that you know the video needs to slow down its pacing, and it's not done well enough, and that was because like. So like the
insane.
algorithm is using the context of comments, which it's getting wrong, in order to understand the sentiment towards the video,
Right.
to see if it's gonna recommend it out or not. Like it's
Oh my
dude, this
gosh.
thing has gotten insane. Like one single comment was like, "Oh, you put clickbait in your video," and I responded and said, "Hey, I take clickbait very seriously. Like I always try not to clickbait. I don't like it. I don't like when happens to me, and I try to bite that line of like you need something clickable but also not to mislead."
It is hard, yeah.
And one person said it out of 40 comments, and the thing was like, people think the video's clickbait, and also the pacing was too fat, and people didn't like the pacing.
It's just looking at a couple of comments, sure.
I'm gonna
And I
start
was like,
commenting on
"God
your video and be like, this is
damn."
the greatest video I've ever seen. I hope this video blows everyone all the time, everywhere. Out of
So-
the
so
water.
anyway,
Sorry, out
my-
of the water.
my
Out of the
point
water.
being-
is what I
my
meant
point
to say.
When-
in the
when-
water.
In the water.
for the people
the hot
who
tub.
care in the water. For the people who do
Yeah.
care that are watching like this segment, when you support the people that you watch by leaving those positive comments, it's not just nice for us to read it, right? It's not just like, oh, it makes me
Yeah.
feel good. It also helps
an
in that
impact.
way because
Teaches us,
like
yeah.
these systems are insane. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, Damarco's channel is in the link in the description, or sorry, in the chat. So please go to his channel, subscribe, and you'll find all the Bethesda content that you could ever want, because that's mainly what he focuses on. Similar to me, Colt covers literally everything. Like, yeah, Colt, you're a legend.
Everything
in
else.
space, man. Yeah, everyone, my friend. But
Everything,
yeah,
my
it's
friend.
been great. It's been so great. So yeah, please go check them out. Colt Eastwood is just Colt Eastwood on YouTube. He's very easy to find. He's the only Colt Eastwood in the entire world. But yes, thank you all so much for watching. It's been amazing. And as I always say, if you're new here, consider leaving a like at the least, a sub at the most. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Zoro. Bye, Zoro.